Holy Land lovers, it's me, your Captain Vasco speaking. Welcome to another Friday stream. This time it's May. It's Friday, May the 2nd, 2025. That does mean all the 2025 things still apply. For those of you watching this in the future, just everything is wrong all the time. It sucks. It's very overwhelming. Um, we are gathered here today because, well, it's Friday, and I normally stream on Fridays, at least currently. That may still change at some point. The stream schedule's been a lot more challenging having moved to the East Coast, but we're making do so far. But we're going to play Old Skies. What is Old Skies? I'm glad no one asked. So Old Skies is a new point-and-click adventure game from Wadjet Eye. And it is a time travel game. And I've said for a while that while it's the case that like most people sort of think of like time travel stories and movies as typically being bad because of how difficult it is to make like the time travel matter and like not somehow just be like undone by the events of the story or convoluted to the point that like none of it ever mattered or something like that. But when it comes to adventure games, typically like time travel related puzzles make those games really interesting because you get to like do puzzle solving in a way that you could never do like outside of a video game. Like time travel is not a thing we can do, and so like yeah, I don't know. It's usually ends up being really creative and interesting, and we'll see how the story pans out because we're still subject to some of the same concerns, but it's always really it's always really exciting to have a new adventure game, but also like I generally like time travel stories even if they do tend to end disappointingly. But beyond that, as I was describing, just like normally you get some real like Day of the Tentacle is maybe still my pick for individual best adventure game of all time. And it's just one self-contained story that leans really heavily on time travel and just does like a ton of interesting stuff. Um, so I'm really excited for this. I don't know much about it. I'll say this. In order to try and balance the audio levels, which is something that's important to me to do because I really hate booting up a game for the first time on stream and then like finding like little quirks about things live that break the game, or even just the dreaded like I turn it on and we're all deafened for no reason. So I tinkered a little bit. I've seen like there's basically like one really short sort of dramatic introductory cutscene and then like a smash cut to a very brief introductory scene for the character, and that's pretty much as far as I've played. The end of that second scene that I described had me laughing out loud and caught me completely off guard, and really I think establishes the tone and the idea of this game like almost immediately, and I'm very excited about that. Um, the one thing I did want to know, even though this doesn't matter to anyone but me, because if you're playing like any of these games I play on stream at home for yourself, like typically the audio is like fine and like you can just like adjust to yourself. It can be really annoying to try and balance it for capture because you don't want it to like drown you out or the stupid sound effects that you've spent an inordinate amount of time allowing for your viewers to activate live while watching your stream, that type of thing. What I found really interesting about this game in particular is the effort that was made to balance it. Now, some games, I don't, it's been a while since I've played one, but I feel like I've played plenty of games that feel like they're pretty reasonably balanced just by default. And maybe the reason I feel that way is because those are games that I haven't tried to play for some type of capture. It is a different thing. But what I found really interesting is so often with these games, especially like indie games, it feels like it's even more of an issue that like even though they'll provide like the range so that the audio can be quite loud if you want it to be loud, which enables you to set it to like anything from like muted to like extremely loud and gives you like maximum range of options, it will default it to like just killing you, just smashing your brain sonically. This game sets all of its sliders to 100 except music, which starts at 50, which is good because the music can get really loud. But like honestly, it's like a pretty good baseline. And again, this doesn't matter to anyone, but I appreciate it, so I'm gonna say that. I'm gonna take the time out of my day to say that. Welcome Deco, welcome Keen. Welcome to my mom in chat. Hi mom. Let's get started. I think I'm recording. It'd be embarrassing at this point if I weren't. So let's hop over to the game. Because we haven't played any of it so far, there's not like a whole bunch to say or recap or anything like that. Here's our settings. I have adjusted from the baseline where master volume was at 100 and music was at 50. I think I now have master at 50 and music at 25. I might need to boost the music a little bit, but the music is quite powerful. So like I think with a little bit of testing this seemed about right. Also, I found mildly funny that by default speech text size I think is like, yes, only normal and large. It defaulted to normal. I put it to large, and then in that like really brief bit I played, it felt like it was normal. I'm like, what is normal? Like small? Also interesting, although I have seen some other games do this, I think Lamplight City did this too, where it defaulted to auto advanced text as on, which as like a seasoned adventure gamer, that seems like sacrilegious to me. So I've turned that off. I don't know if that'll be a problem, but I think our settings are good. We're going to new game, and we're going to play. I don't know where I should live on the screen. I'm pretty sure it's not the top of the screen. I've narrowed it down that much. February 15th, 2029, East Village, 6:31 p.m. That's just like 4 years in the future, and like we already have like time travel shenanigans happening. Of course, by the nature of...
Fia, come in.
By the nature of time travel, that could be people coming from the future, you understand. I just mean... it's the not too distant future and things already matter.
Blast it. It can't end like this. Come on. Don't freak out. Think. You've got this all under control.
What was I just saying?
Fia, what did you do?
None of those types of walls say post no bills. It kind of looked like it said post no balls, which I hope goes without saying. Anyone else been watching any Andor? I continue to find it really funny that all the dance scenes have really modern sounding electronic music in them. Financial District, April 14th, 2062, 7:31 p.m. That's many more years in the future.
A night off. Finally. Now to find something to do with it.
I point that out because, I don't know, like, at this point, I feel like conceiving of, like, futuristic sounding music is, like, a little bit more challenging than it had been in the past, because, like, it used to just sort of be like, make it electronic and a little weird, and now it's sort of like, no, that kind of just gets, like, played in clubs. It says, when you talk about Andor, it tends to be negative. I'm surprised you still watch it. Well, if you missed the sort of when it came back, so I wanted to watch exactly like the start of the second season, because they said they were only going to do 2. And so I was like, I'll just see if it's bad. And then like the first like 2 minutes of the second season of Andor were like what I wanted the entire first season of Andor to be like. And the second season, in my estimation, has been a lot better. Mainly because like they finally like understand what his character is supposed to be, and it only took them an entire season of television that like was really frustrating to watch, because everyone kept being like, he's so handsome and important, and he was basically just like standing in the bathroom trying to figure out how to flush a toilet. Like, he sucked. He was just garbage. And like now they understand that the point of the character is that he's garbage, but they may have overtuned it, because like now he's like, they did like a time jump and he's like more useful than he used to be, but like now everyone hates him. I'm like, all right, I'm not sure you guys ever actually understood what you were doing, but like close enough. It's fine. Did he at least remember not to wash his hands? Yeah, he's Andor. He sucks. Seriously, like he basically goes on a mission at the start of the second season, and it immediately demonstrates how much he sucks in a way that I'm like, perfect. Now you get it. Watching Andor, increasingly confused about the objectives of all the different factions. That was always a risk of making the show Andor, because I feel like the main purpose of the show is to sort of demonstrate how, like, various groups wanted to stop the Empire, but, like, weren't a rebellion yet, and his story is supposed to somehow be, like, making one unified rebellion. So it was always just kind of going to be, like, people who, like, think everything sucks, but, like, are working against their own purposes. So, like, yeah, if that's frustrating to you, you will not like season 2, especially. Anyway, so we are Fia something. I don't know our last name. We're that woman there. It's our night off. Ready, set, go. My cursor keeps disappearing, and I have to double-click when I get back in the window to make it do something, so I apologize for the intermittent pause. Scan the room with your mouse to find objects or people to interact with. Got it. I could do that. This logo changes every few chrono shifts. You don't even know what it advertises anymore. Well, obviously it's, Saturn. A beverage called Saturn.
No point. Those are intangible.
Couple sits in an animated conversation. Best not to disturb them. Ooh, let me disturb
They
them.
look like they're having a private conversation. I'll leave them alone for now.
Hey, game, remind me. Do I have a hotkey for show all the stuff? That would not be it, huh? Help? Show hotspots is H. You got it. H. And it is hold. Okay. Oh, I missed this guy. Sad-looking man nurses a drink that doesn't seem to get any smaller. You hope the next chrono shift treats him
He
better.
looks like he wants his privacy. I'll leave him alone.
This logo changes every few chrono shifts.
point.
It's the same as the other one.
Those are intangible.
Mix is a hard light hologram program with 200 years worth of cocktail recipes. I missed that observation when I played the scene briefly. That's pretty good. Mix? Like to see him.
Not yet. There's plenty of time for that later.
Handsome young man is chatting with Mix.
Maybe it's not my place, sir, but that young lady seems to be eyeing you.
Let's see. How to flirt? Siri, how to flirt? I could wave, I could say something, or maintain eye contact, say nothing. Chat understands what it's like to be me. Let's hit him with that third option.
I believe she is playing hard to get, sir.
See, this is why I need a gender-neutral hard light hologram person companion to tell me how flirting works.
Thank you. I wasn't sure. Right.
Not me walking up to a girl and being like, you could do this out loud so she can hear it.
I'm new to town. Don't know anyone here. You alone?
Alone?
Yeah.
I mean, at this current moment, I entered alone. As a player, that's all I know.
I suppose I am, for now. Nothing is really definite, as far as I'm concerned. It always depends.
Depends. On what?
On ripples. Or variables.
Hey, buy me dinner before you start talking about your ripples.
Or ripples within variables. Sorry, I must not be making any sense.
No, I think I get it. You're talking about time travel, right? You work for Chronozen?
You know about us? It's unclear to me how public this knowledge is because I just got here as a player.
You've heard of us?
Only what I've seen on the vids. Scientists going on about what's real and what isn't. Is all that true?
Every word, I'm afraid. It's always changing. I may not even exist right now.
God, I hate when that happens.
I'm not sure I understand. You seem real enough to me.
Let's see. These are all pretty similar. Real enough to buy me a drink, real enough to share a drink, real enough for me to buy you a drink. See, this sort of thing is very complicated. Dating is complicated. There's all these social rules and expectations. I feel like typically, in my mind, whoever initiates the date has like a soft expectation to pay for it until otherwise like stipulated by one party, the other, or some mutual agreement. I, for example, have always had to ask other people on dates, and then when I do, I make it a habit to try and say up front that like, I'm just gonna pay for this because I have initiated this date, and then we don't have to worry about it later. I feel like that makes sense, but also I'm like pretty single, so like I don't know. I think everything I do makes me come across like a serial killer, which may be why I like the show You so much, which I have been rewatching because the final season just dropped and I forgot. I thought it was coming out in May, so I didn't prepare appropriately, so I've started doing that. What show is that? It's literally called You on Netflix. It's like about a really charming guy, and he like seems normal, and then it's gradually clear that he's not normal. It's not like a huge spoiler because it's a few years old, and also it only takes like a few episodes for that to go off the rails. But like, yeah, the general idea is like you never know what someone is like. Like he seems really normal, and then he's not. So like I guess my point here in this scenario is that like he kind of invited himself over. I guess I sort of initiated it, but like really the hologram did. So like I feel like we're in a roughly neutral position. So what about like share a drink?
Enough to share a drink with?
I can't think of anything I'd rather do more. A Weathered cocktail, please.
Same for me.
Right away.
Now we got some drinks. I'm Fia.
I'm Fia.
The dialogue box didn't say anything about drinking
Johnny,
first.
nice to meet you.
Well, blast it.
Well, at least I'm glad I didn't pay for his drink. So this is the thing I mentioned before, is like there's something I just find really funny about like this whole scene is about meeting this guy and then he just stops existing. And like somehow I find that weirdly relatable. It's very like specific type of dark humor.
Probably for the best anyway.
Those stools seem really inconvenient. Click on an icon above to move to a new area. Oh, sweet. There's still water in the future. That's good. I thought maybe we'd have to, like, only drink out of coconuts or something. Oh, look, they're advertising Mix. So I could go to work or I could go home. I mean, if I could choose not to go to work, I feel like, yeah. Did you have business with that man? No, I was trying to flirt with him by staring at him intently. And then he stopped existing, so then that didn't matter anymore.
Another evening at home. Duffy did warn me about times like this.
Okay, so inventory is top of the screen, so I think bottom left or right is probably fine. If you haven't noticed, I get the impression that, like, dialogue and observational stuff is sort of dynamic. It appears near where it's relevant, so, like, it's not like it's always bottom center or something like that, which is often the case in adventure games. Your Chrono Zen issued hollow touch screen floats soundlessly in the corner. Soundlessly is a word I don't use that often. We also have... I really feel like there should be some kind of hitbox for these plants. 10 years of chrono shifts have left this view unrecognizable from where you first moved here. So I don't know a lot about the specifics of this game beyond anything I've told you. The impression I get from what little I've played is that, like, in the future, time travel was invented, but there was no regulation or mechanism in place to stop just, like, people from changing history. And this world seems to operate off of, like, a singular timeline, not like a multiverse where you change something and then you find yourself in a different branch. Like, if you go back and do something, there are consequences in the present for everyone. So, like, I think the chrono shifts are most likely, yay, time travel, oh no, we didn't think this through, and then, like, just probably our job is to, like, minimize or somehow control the shifts or something. Okay, so this is the type of game, I don't actually see this too terribly often. Instead of, like, clicking on things to have your character observe on them, that type of information is brought up in the text box. A comfortable memory fiber bed with internal temperature control. Chronolocked, of course. How does one chronolock... Well, how does chronolocking in general work? Let's check our Chrono Z issued holo touchscreen. It's the future, we might as well doom scroll. PSA, the latest Anderson treatment injection is now available. Don't forget to schedule your next Anderson treatment injection, the trusted treatment that has kept millions looking and feeling their best for over 3 decades. Now, does that mean that the business has been in place for over 3 decades, or the treatment lasts for over 3 decades? Staying on track with your injections ensures you continue to age gracefully, maintaining your vitality and health. Protect your investment in your future self. Contact your healthcare provider today and book your next appointment and keep the years at bay. Well, if people can afford healthcare in this future, we're either not in America or things are going better than they are currently. International news, Valoria wins decisive battle in 3-month war with Astoria. In a swift and decisive victory, the nation of Valoria has emerged as the dominant power in the recent conflict with neighboring rival Astoria. This devastating war, which lasted 3 months, saw Valoria's advanced technology and strategic prowess overpower Astoria's defenses with overwhelming efficiency. Valoria's unmanned aerial fleets with cyber warfare capabilities crippled Astoria's military infrastructure, leading to an overwhelming defeat. Neighboring regions are watching closely, as if Pokemon in the Safari Zone, as Valoria consolidates its power, leaving Astoria to grapple with the aftermath of its swift downfall. The balance of power in the region has been irrevocably altered. There's something, like, somehow almost excessively detached about that story. Just sort of like, yep, they got doomed real bad. Food news. Abyssinia Reborn, a cutting-edge Ethiopian dining experience. An Ethiopian restaurant in New York City offers a dining experience like no other, with holographic depictions of the Lions War Revolution immersing diners in a vivid, futuristic narrative. Okay, it's like dinner theater, but when the Pirates of the Caribbean breaks down, they don't eat the tourists. While the holograms are visually captivating, the constant reminder of conflict might be overwhelming for some. However, the food is outstanding. Their Doro Wat is rich and flavorful. Again, buy me dinner before you start slinging these terms around. And the injera is perfectly spongy, making each bite a delight. Abyssinia Reborn is a must-visit for those who appreciate both traditional Ethiopian cuisine and cutting-edge dining atmosphere, though the intense revolutionary theme might not suit everyone. Also, I feel like Abyssinia Reborn is like definitely some kind of Yu-Gi-Oh card. Hey Demolition, welcome to the stream. Welcome to Friday. How's it going? Why is this so annoying today? Feels very annoying. I don't want to look over there at all. And our final news story for the evening, sports. Chloe Sadar retires, stunning the boxing world. In a surprising move, Chloe Sadar, the unparalleled 3-time world champion, has announced her retirement from boxing at the height of her career. Despite dominating the sport with no signs of slowing down, Sadar simply stated, "It's time," in a creepy, ominous monotone. While her decision has sparked some speculation, the boxing community and her fans are respecting her privacy, honoring her legacy as one of the greatest fighters of all time. Okay, again, really sounding like a relative utopia compared to where we're at now. Like, it seems like there are some pretty severe problems in this future, but people can afford healthcare and people are respecting the privacy of celebrities. It seems insane to consider such a future, to be honest. Sadar leaves the ring with grace, her unmatched record standing as a testament to her extraordinary career. I did it. That's all the TV there is, even though that was all print. Personic? I don't know what that is.
Always warned me not to check my Personic profile after a chrono adjustment.
Is a Personic profile a summary of your history?
But it's not like he ever listens to his own advice. What the socket. Let's see what my current timeline self is up to. Looks like I'm quite fond of cats in this timeline.
Okay.
Hope they end up in good homes after the next chrono adjustment.
Unclear how that cause and effect works. Demolition, I'm really sorry to hear that you lost your grandpa at midnight. I know you have, your family has had to deal with some significant scares recently, so I know it wasn't entirely unexpected, but I know that doesn't really make that any better, and I'm sorry to hear it. In slightly more whimsical news, it's been really humid and hot here for like a few weeks, and the cats have really just like powered down, as you may or may not know. Allegedly, before I moved into this house, it had 17 indoor cats and 17 outdoor cats. I have not been able to take a full inventory of how many outdoor cats there are, but suffice it to say there are many current outdoor cats. And they normally like to roam around and spend most of their time between like my neighbor's house and mine, because I'm pretty sure he's feeding them on a regular basis. But they've been less active, but there's one in particular that really, it just really gets to me. It's this sort of like light gray cat that I don't see around too often, but for some reason it just like has flopped so hard in my front yard for like a full week, for like 7 straight days. It just hangs out like by the mailbox, and it's just so like devoid of energy that it really just looks like someone like threw a plush cat out of like a moving car, and that's just where it lies. It looks like a little beanbag bean. I don't know. He's a silly little sleepy guy. Like, normally the cats get like really wary of me if I like go to check the mail or something, and like they're roused from their nap or whatever. This one like clearly was aware of my presence, but like just could not be bothered. Cat is definitely moving up to the month of Meh holiday, a month of sleep. Did I miss the memo on that, or is that part of the chrono shift? Okay, hold on. This is our current timeline personality that we just came back to. We were in some variation Fia Quinn, employed at Cleaner, self-employed. Cluster status, unclustered. Don't know what that means. I know what that means in my work. It doesn't mean the same thing here. Location, Stoke-on-Trent, England. Ah, England. About me. Cat mum to Miss Purr, Chalky, Lily, Nala, and Chewy. Rip Kimber. Aw, F's in chat for Kimber. Recent updates. 1 week ago. Welcome Chewy the brown Persian short hair to the family. Still miss you, Kimber. 2 weeks ago. Gonna need some time. Had to make a horrible decision last night. Kimber passed away peacefully at the age of 16. She lived a long and happy life, and I will miss her always. Taking a break from social media in order to grieve, and because we know we're in the relative utopia of whatever this futuristic timeline is, people will respect that. Oh, it's a holiday in Hello Kitty Island Adventure. A holiday to celebrate the days where you don't want to leave your bed. Now, holiday sort of implies like a unique occasion to celebrate, as opposed to literally every day. Care to elaborate? Let me check my messages. Hello, I'm Rocha. Hi everyone, my name is Rocha. I was recruited a few months ago. I'm originally from Spain and just got assigned to the London branch. Ron. Hey. Duffy. Welcome, 10-year veteran of the time wrangling here, based in New York. Bailey. These names are mostly spelled insane. Hong Kong field agent here, been involved with CZ from the start. Nozo. I also joined from the start, but spent the last 10 years as a chrono monitor for the New York office. Horace. Former field agent, now freshly minted chrono monitor in Oslo. Nice to meet you all. We are not a part of this conversation. Regretting this promotion. Horace. Starting to regret this promotion to chrono monitor. How do you manage it, Nozo? Nozo. It's a demanding job, but it's vital, and there are only a handful of people in the world who could do it. Nozo. So proud of that. Horace. I'm trying, man. I just miss being out there, you know? Out then. Nozo. It gets easier. Announcing chrono shifts? Can chrono shifts be announced more than 5 seconds in advance, please? That was Ron with an H. Nozo. It's not an exact science. There's no way to predict when they'll occur. Ron. I nearly cracked my skull on a lamppost that wasn't there before. Nozo. You know you're supposed to remain in place during a chrono shift. Ron. That's not the point. Nozo. It's in the protocol guide. I suggest you read it again. Okay, I think it's bedtime.
Something better to do with my evening than go to bed.
Me every day? Same, girl. Alright, I guess it's time to go to work.
Let's see what's out there.
Unbelievably to me, I'm actually thinking it might be correct to turn auto progress on. Because it seems like that will just make the dialogue all happen in one click. I don't know. I'm gonna stick with this for a minute. Chrono's
Hey,
in.
Nezzo, you there?
Hi, Fia. What's up?
Oh, it's the guy from the first cutscene.
Nothing at all. Any clients on the roster tonight?
Isn't this your night off?
Yeah, can't be bothered.
Right, I get you.
This guy's voice is so familiar. He is the guy who sounds like Neelix, who isn't Neelix, who was in some other adventure game we played. I don't remember what character.
I've got a nostalgia tourist on the waiting list. He wants to revisit one of his old student haunts.
I see. Babysitting duty. My absolute fave.
That sounds like a horrible job. By the way, let's appreciate the swagger for walking animation for a minute. We have a very stylized sort of art style. In a way, I get some overlap with Code Lyoko, which is kind of interesting. Just sort of angular faces with occasionally extreme features. Fia's got a lot of neck going on. That neck goes all the way up to her jaw, if you know what I mean.
Be nice. He paid a lot of money. Clients like him keep the lights on.
She's also got probably roughly as much cake on the rack as Thomasina Bateman. And I refuse to say if you know what I mean, because I know you know what I mean.
I know.
So, you interested?
By the way, Demlish, I think you missed the introductory scene that introduced a concept this future has of a gender-neutral hologram that makes drinks named Mix Mix. I feel like you would appreciate that. Oh, can I opt for something else?
There's nothing else.
Nothing that can be arranged in such short notice.
Let's do it.
Sounds nice and simple. I could use one of those.
Okay, I'll prep the client. See you soon, Fia.
Yeah, see you soon. Hey, Duffy.
Fia! Didn't expect to see you tonight.
Well, chrono adjustment. Derailed all my evening plans.
The planes where a guy I just met who doesn't exist anymore.
Oof, yeah, been there. I know how it feels.
Honestly, I almost wish I lived in a future where that happened, because then I'd have an excuse.
You're doing the right thing.
What thing is
What
that?
right thing is that?
The thing I taught you, way back when.
I hope it's a dance routine.
Focusing on a job. It's the best way to get through the timeline malaise.
Oh, you think I'm malaised, do you?
Who, me? Well, I try not to think at all. Better that way. Anyway, say hi to Nazo for me and break a leg out then.
I think, in a job as potentially risky as time travel, that's literal. That doesn't mean good luck. That means do some violence in the past, because apparently we've made peace with the chrono shifts.
Yeah, see you later.
Hey, place your bets now. Do you think this is the type of game where by the end of it we destroy all time travel and stabilize the future? Or I guess the opposite of that would be we destroy the entire fabric of reality by messing around too much, or it's some more normal thing in between. Heavy duty security doors leading into work. These businesses get chrono shifted so often it's difficult to keep track of what they are. How do you ever run errands when you get back to the present? Let me just run down to the pharmacy. No, that's a bar now. Oh, while I was standing in the bar, it became a toy store. It will, I assume, be fun to see these change. Like, I think this is the type of game where I expect that to happen. Guess I'll just
Better
go
get
in.
dressed for work.
We have like a magical girl sky orb. Really buried the lead on that one.
Welcome, Fia Quinn.
Oh, I really like that sound effect when she did the palm scan. Yeah, sci-fi magical girl. Is there a name for that? Do we have that concept established somewhere? Oh, we're already in chapter 1. Dines up! It's like Time's Up, but with food? April 14th, 2024. East Village. 5:31 p.m. She's Whew and Harold Halibut? Oh, I should have pegged that. The voice was familiar, but... if that's the voice of Whew, isn't that also... No. No, I'm overthinking this. It's surely like the translated version of Whew's voice, yeah. Nico says, I feel like the game will end with our main character giving up on life as everything she enjoys gets erased from existence. It does strike me as a comedy, I agree. What's this? Okay.
Loud and clear. You made it in one piece?
One Piece? That's the name of the treasure on the Grand Line. Where's the person we're supposed to be escorting on this escort
All
mission?
bits present and accounted for.
Oh, baby.
Rough spot for a landing point, though.
Well, it's isolated, open to the sky, and close to the client's desired goal. As far as the brass are concerned, it's perfect. Speaking of, I'm about to send him through. You'd better get clear.
Righto.
Look at that. Oh my god, directly on his head. Are you joking me?
Successful. I see him.
That was a success? I mean, I guess any landing you could walk away from. Let's just make sure he stands
How
up.
is he?
Like, straight on his head. Like, right on the
He's
head.
fine. The cranial shielding did its job.
You'd better go check on him.
But check on him. Do you mean, like, kick him a few times? This is my client, Joe Anderson. He paid a lot of money for a trip to the past. Trip to the past, you say? Like a return to the past? A trip to the past, you say? Like a return to the past? It's your job to make sure he gets his money's worth.
Dr.
I feel like
Anderson?
we're off to a bad start, you know, with the head trauma.
That was something. Oh, you're Fia, is that right?
That I am. Welcome to 2024.
2024. So, this is real. I'm really here.
It could be a really convincing lie. I did read about a restaurant where they like holographically project lions over your dinner for some reason.
That you are.
You know this place. It's the old Seagram Center, right? Or should I say that it will be the new Seagram Center?
If you like. Whatever helps you make sense of it. Now go local, and we'll be on our way.
This is so funny.
yeah.
I don't know
I've been
why. I
waiting for
don't know why
this.
that's so funny to me.
There we go. Perfect.
I mean, I don't know that that really suits you at your current age, but I feel like I get what you're going for. I do feel like the magical you know what the closest analog to the magical sci-fi girl transformation is when in the TV show Reboot, when they literally reboot the people who live in the computer, they get like absorbed into video games to like play against the human user, and then they reboot to change form into something that is suitable for that video game environment. It's like that. Rainforest Cafe. Yeah, basically like a slightly less hostile Rainforest Cafe. Yeah, you heard me right.
Now let's go. The Silver Flare isn't far.
Is the Silver Flare what you call your... Never mind.
Dr. Anderson?
Huh?
I need to take point. It's for your own protection.
I didn't notice that in that like big cement tube or whatever that is, there's like a there's like graffiti of like an old guy pointing, and it just says Old Clive. Do you think Old Clive is related to Old Greg?
Really? But I lived here. You didn't.
I have been fully briefed. I know the way.
Okay, I get it. Don't mess with the designated driver and all. After you, Agent Quinn.
Very gracious and not annoying at all. If there's anything in the historical record about Mr. Clive, it's been long lost. Can I have any further interaction? No, that's just a readable. Very thick and sturdy wooden door.
Well, blast it.
Literally?
Is that a problem?
Nothing we can't handle. Agents like myself are equipped with a multi-tool for just this reason.
This is really starting to feel
Is
like
that right?
reboot.
Yes. Is there something wrong?
Oh, no problem at all.
Move your mouse cursor to the top of the screen for your inventory. Hey, look, I have currency. Your suit can print out currency from any era. Okay, that feels like immediately and inherently problematic. Here's an Abbott Tech multi-tool. Turns into a screwdriver, lockpick, flashlight, and more. Toolkit's worth of devices in one handy utensil.
Ah, blast it.
Got everything under control?
Yes, just need to touch base with my handler. Won't be a tick.
American dollars before they disappeared circa 2026? Wow, what an optimistic view of the future. Lol, lol, lol. Click the phone on the menu bar to call Nazo. Okay.
Nozzo?
Hi, Fia. By the way, how's that new sub-vocalization module working?
Tickles the larynx a bit, but I'm getting used to it.
Good. That means it's working. Anyway, what's up?
There's no keyhole!
There's no keyhole on this door.
There isn't?
No.
Then how is it locked? This feels impractical.
Oh, must be padlocked from the outside.
I guess.
Didn't they think to check that before choosing this landing point?
Do they ever?
Don't worry. I'll figure this out.
We always do.
I admit, it is very strange talking like this.
Oh?
You know, speaking with you without moving on my lips or making any sound.
I get it. But you can't deny it's useful. Besides, the brass insists.
Well, I insist on a softer landing point next time.
I feel like the client should be more concerned about that particular point. Where do I get a suit that prints out money? Right? At this point, it doesn't seem to do any good to not destabilize the economy, so we might as well have our own, like, crime suit. I think you get, like, a regular suit and you take it to the money launderers. Is that a thing?
That's fine. As long as you do it sub-vocally.
Stand
Stand
by,
by.
Nozzo.
I'll be here.
Nazo definitely sounds like a Muppet. Can I use, like, a different
There's no...
Hey,
tool mode?
blame the brass, not me.
Oh, I didn't notice that when you open your inventory, it tells you the current date. It's a little subtle, but that's pretty fun. Am I supposed to have... Hey, anyway, welcome to the stream. Thank you for the 93-month resub. How's it going?
What's up?
About this clothing. You've chosen poorly.
So, that clothing you're wearing...
Pretty perfect, huh? Figured I should blend in.
Pretty fly for an old guy.
blend in.
I look like just another student, right?
I mean, you look like Steve Buscemi, like, before he picked up his skateboard, is what you look like.
You don't really fit in at all. Sorry.
Lady, I got eyes, I can see that. I know what I look like, but trust me, nobody around here cares.
No, that's fair.
That's New York in the 20s for you.
Oh, Lord.
I just wanted to indulge. That's okay, right?
That is why we are here.
Exactly.
So, this is a bit awkward.
Can't get the door open?
I'm afraid not. We tried to plan for everything, but
No battle plan survives first contact with the enemy, huh?
Yeah, you get it.
something like that.
Well, look, I think I can give you a boost over. You know, if you want. You'll need to open the door from the outside to get me out, but you can manage that, right?
Yep, give me a boost.
All right, nothing for it. Boost me over.
Man, does this take me back?
I don't think I want to know. Oh, it does say post no balls,
Okay?
although it's not supposed to.
I'm fine. Nobody's giving me a second look.
And the client?
I'll check.
Let me just get my glitch ready.
It's locked with a combination, not with a key. The multi-tool won't do much good.
I just want to point out that that feels false, because the multi-tool could definitely have some sort of tool to just bust the lock open, but sure. There is an animation of, like, I don't know if that's a leaf or a bug, but it's, like, going across. It's good. It's just, like, a little idle movement to keep the screen from getting too boring. Also, sick rag, all mine, I'm pretty
Also,
sure.
What's the timeline importance ranking of this old rag?
That is much funnier to me than it should be.
I think it's safe to assume quite low.
Let's test that, shall we?
He just, like, ceases to exist while we're talking to him.
Any ripples?
No, Fia, the timeline did not change because you picked up a rag. If there are any ripples to be concerned about, I'll ping you.
You never... Don't act like that's ridiculous. You don't know how butterflies work.
So feel free to grab as much trash off the street as you want.
Heck yeah. That actually is a really funny idea. That, like, time travel protocol, like, basically says you have to, like, emulate, like, a homeless person by just, like, only living off of discarded stuff because no one will miss it.
You're too good to me, Noz.
I know.
It's locked with a combination.
I really feel like particularly the fact that we're describing this lock as rusty means I should just, like, crack it open. But sure. Try a random combination.
Try, but no.
Well, Nozzo, you were right about the lock.
I usually am.
What do?
We show the brass how resourceful we can be.
Hurrah! The chance to prove ourselves. Again. Does the historical record still contain an archive of old lock combinations?
It contains an archive of just about anything. You just need the brand name. Is there a brand name written on the lock?
Yes, Rastar.
Then you should have everything you need.
The notes button to access the archive. I have the intersect. I know Kung Fu. We're connected to an information database from your home time period. The way that's described makes me feel like that's going to be a problem at some point. Now I do this to search. Results for Rastar Lock Company. Lost combination FAQ. Does the Rastar combination lock have an AM/FM2? To receive the combination to a standard dial lock from a model predating 2032, please provide the serial number found on the back of the lock and make a request to the JPO head office. You will receive response within 4 to 6 weeks. That's insane. If you require immediate assistance and your security clearance level is C or higher, you may submit the serial number below.
Hey Noz, can you fill the serial number in on your end?
I would.
Okay, the menu navigation may ultimately feel a little clunky, but we'll see how that goes. How do I, turn the lock over?
Oh, blast it.
I gotta clean that off with my rag and some other thing,
Nothing's
huh?
ever easy, is it?
Do nothing. Let me just rule out that the
It's too
rag
dry.
is somehow... Yeah, okay. Sometimes I overthink it, and the game is like, obviously you should have just used the cloth by itself. This hideous creature reminds you of a mascot that was chrono-shifted out of existence. You seem to remember its cultural eraser being a crowd-funded request. That's really hard to comprehend.
I should at least check on...
I mean, I don't think there's anything in my immediate vicinity that I can use to solve this problem.
Trollgate. I remember this film. It's a classic.
It hasn't come out in your win yet, so don't spoil it for anyone.
I was a kid, Noz. I imagine it's chrono shifted into an entirely different movie by now.
How do I talk to the client? Oh, talk to the
Dr.
client.
Anderson, you all right in there?
Hey, I'm doing great. Don't worry about me.
I apparently need to go find cleaning fluids, so don't worry about me either.
Worrying about you is our literal job.
All part of the service package, huh? Well, worry not. I'm enjoying myself immensely.
You're enjoying yourself.
Don't question
We used
it.
to come here, you know? Some friends and I from class. We'd sneak in with some beers and, well, you can imagine.
How did you and your friends get inside?
I don't know the combination to that lock, if that's what you're getting at. Back in the day, we all climbed over.
You climbed? How?
We were young. Some of us did actual sports. They helped the nerds like me. Youth may be wasted on the young, but it does have its advantages. Sometimes.
A bit of a rebel, were you?
Rebel. We were just drinking beer below the legal age. But it was fun, and we did feel pretty cool doing it. So, sure, let's go with Rebel.
I'm gonna leave you for a bit, Dr. Anderson. I'll find a way to get that lock open.
Take your time, I'll just stay here on memory lane. Ah, they were such good friends, you know? I wish I could remember their names.
Alright, let's go find some cleaning supplies, question mark?
Nozzo, you're keeping an eye on Dr. Anderson, yeah?
I'm monitoring him through his PFE. He's fine, for now. But I don't think the press will like that you're leaving him alone.
Probably, but they'll like refunding his deposit even less.
No doubt. Okay, I'll leave you to it. Update me when you can.
Well, it sure seems I would look for like a hardware store or a pharmacy or something, but I can really only go to Landing Point or Silver Flare Diner if I don't want to experience this like perpetual Flintstone style looping background. Newspaper box is empty and long abandoned. One of print media's last gasps. Free food, naked servers, false advertising. Boy, is that a sign, huh? Ooh, an empty cardboard box. I bet I could put that in my inventory, except it doesn't actually look like I can. I kind of miss Rosewater with the hotkey for highlighting stuff was just middle mouse button. Okay, oil puddle, oil puddle, oil puddle.
Now it's all mucky. Ugh. Good thing
Well,
my
obviously-
suit is self-cleaning.
Small puddle of lubricant is forming under the AC unit. Is that what comes out of the AC unit? I had to deal with that at my old place because my air conditioner was so bad, as you probably know. I really don't think it was lubricant, though, but I don't want to speculate. It was not good. A pigeon? Solitary pigeon pokes at something invisible on the sidewalk. It has a talk command prompt.
What on earth would I say?
I don't know, you brought it up, lady. Okay, turn it over.
There we go.
RLS
You getting
332.
this, Nozzo?
I got it, Fia.
You remember the serial?
Yeah, I remember.
User Nazarelli Frank, security clearance B, access granted. Checking the serial number, combination found 32424. $32,424. Thank you for not making me do it. It's generally not that fun.
Oh, hey, you did it.
That I did.
Wow, we're really here. It's just like I remember. The air even smells... ugh.
It's just as upsetting as I remember. Like that one corner in Burbank that always smells like raw sewage, even though Burbank is a really nice part of town.
You alright?
I'm fine. Maybe giving you that boost took more out of me than I thought.
Don't worry. Everyone gets a bit wobbly on their first jump.
Yeah, wibbly wobbly, timey wimey. We all know that that's scientifically proven.
That's why we told you to eat bland food before you came.
That's fun.
Oh, yeah, I didn't eat anything at all.
Then you're gonna disintegrate.
Oh.
I want to be hungry. That's the whole point, isn't it? Speaking of, can we get going?
So, about this silver flare.
My mouth is already watering. God, I miss that place. I practically lived there back in the day. Or rather, this day.
The food was that good.
You've never had a better burger. Made it with real beef. Not that chemically flavored TVP stuff we have now. Hey, you want to try one? I never ate there alone before. No reason to start now.
Just an FYI, the Silver Flare is 4 months away from getting a D rating from the Board of Health. It serves more rats than people.
Now, when you say serves rats, do you mean as patrons or as meals?
I'll pass. Thanks. You said you lived in this area.
Well, I was a student in the area for 5 years. Sort of the same thing.
Biochemical engineering, wasn't it?
You've done your research. I owe a lot to the place.
So you went there often, huh?
3 words. Student lunch specials. Kept me fueled almost my entire sophomore year.
Basically a Venn diagram of when I had diarrhea and days I existed.
God, can you imagine what my cholesterol levels were back then? They're bad enough now. But back then, it didn't matter. Metabolism like a pencil sharpener, that was me.
Are you sure you're alright?
Just hungry. Let's get going.
I really have this sneaking suspicion that this guy's gonna just like spontaneously liquefy in front of us.
To the silver flare, then?
My growling stomach says yes.
It's like Ratatouille, but like, I guess Ratatouille does contain some number of rats serving food to other rats. I feel like
Hey,
that pigeon's gonna
so
be important.
What happens if we run into, myself?
Oh, we did our due diligence. Your younger self is home for spring vacation right now.
Ah, so I'm back in Maine. You know what you're doing.
We'd like to think so.
Will you look at those cars? You've probably never seen cars moving in the actual street, have you?
I have.
She's literally a professional time traveler.
Ah, right, of course. You've probably seen horse-drawn buggies, too.
On occasion.
Amazing.
Cool, to the diner.
God, there it is. The silver flare.
What is the point of the sign on the right that says no standing anytime, but it's like right up against the street where you wouldn't see that sign from the sidewalk where you would be standing?
Jesus, sorry. It's just a restaurant. I didn't expect it.
Don't worry. Take your time.
Time, huh?
We have plenty of it. That is the benefit of time travel.
But I don't, though, do I?
Sorry?
I was diagnosed with Skinane syndrome. Did they tell you that?
Oh, I see. I'm sorry.
It's a plot-related sickness that kills me when necessary.
How long?
They gave me 6 months, maybe 8. That's why I wanted to see this place. One last time.
I understand, Dr. Anderson.
Dr. Anderson? Please, it's 2024. I'm 19 years old. I'm no doctor. Call me Joe. Right now, I'm just a sophomore biochem student. I have my whole life ahead of me. Not to mention countless late-night study burgers from this diner. Let's go in.
Study burgers. I like to think they have the answers grilled right in.
Hey, be right with you. Sit anywhere you like.
Thanks, Maddie.
Right.
Play it cool, dude. Dang. You know, I really don't... It's not a moment where I consider being critical of this guy, because it's like me on a weekend.
Oh, Excuse me.
It's alright.
Hey, Maddie.
Yeah,
Please stop doing that.
That was amazing. Can I get a piece of blueberry pie?
sure.
You've clearly had at least 2 milkshakes. I think we're like full on hungry caterpillar mode.
Now, if you'll excuse me a minute, I've just got to use, the John.
Sure, go ahead.
Does he have a late onset eating disorder, or?
Hi, Fia. Just checking in. How's it going over when?
Let's see. The client has thus far consumed 3 burgers, a plate of chips, and a milkshake. He just ordered a slice of pie before getting up to use the toilet for the second time.
But he seems satisfied?
Honestly, I don't think I've ever seen anyone happier.
Also, he's clearly had more than 1 milkshake. Otherwise, I do not know what's going on over there. But he's gonna leave you with the bill. I mean, then he, can't get home? I don't know how he pulls that off exactly.
And how are you doing?
Me? I'm fine. Bit hungry myself now.
You never do that when you're with people. That doesn't change the fact that it happens.
I'm craving that curry place around the corner from work. What's it called again?
It stopped existing. No, it's back. No, it stopped again.
Little Modi's? It's not there anymore.
Oh, they closed.
No, it never opened. They were paradoxed out of existence about 5 years ago.
It seems really odd to me to try and reconcile that sentence in its entirety. That it never opened because of a paradox, but also that there would be a relative concept of time to comprehend, between it having existed and never having existed. I follow it, but, it's really odd.
Figures.
Are you hearing that? Huh?
Oh, you're kidding me!
You don't think...
You better go check Fia, just in case.
We're gonna get in trouble if he gets beaten to death, right? Hey, does this game have saves in it? Yeah, I should probably, save. Are these nameable saves? I don't think they're nameable saves. That's interesting.
That gate is locked, you moron.
Got him.
I'm counting to 30. Then you either pay up or I'm calling the cops.
Joe, get back here now.
Yeah, you'd better listen to her. Come on, there's no place for you to go.
It was nice seeing you again, Maddie.
Sorry, what? Hey! Oh, you friggin' deadbeat!
What was that not chase? It was just such a casual pace from everyone involved. He wasn't trying that hard to get away, and she was trying even less hard to catch him.
Where'd you get that key? Damn it. My manager's going to kill me.
Fia, what's going on?
Can I not just pay? I have a suit that prints money. Can we chill out?
You. He's your friend, right? You were sitting with him?
I apologize for my friend, but I need to catch up to him.
You can apologize by paying his bill. Do you have any idea how much he owes us?
I mean, I can't imagine the food's that expensive, even if you went totally ham on
I
it.
am aware. Will this be enough?
This is more than enough. Let me go get you change.
No need.
Keep it.
Oh, thanks, I guess. I'll just go turn off the alarm.
By the way, there's some weird graffiti here I'd like to point out. For some reason, the gate he left through just says wait on it, which is weird. My favorite, though, is there's a jellyfish over there on the left, and it seems to be on top of, I believe it says relatable and not my fault, which is a really interesting sentiment.
Blast it. Blast it, blast it, blast it. I really thought this would be an easy one.
Fia, what happened?
Joe Anderson did a runner.
He did?
Odd is the word, yeah. You'd better track him.
Did he say on? I thought he said he did? Question mark?
Track him.
Yeah, using his PFE data.
Sure, but...
You can track him, right?
No, he pooped
You do
it
know
out.
where he is.
He's in the
That's
bathroom.
what I'm trying to say. He didn't go anywhere. He's right behind you, according to his PFE data.
He's not here, Nozzo. You sure the system is working right?
It's working perfectly. Are you... Wait. Oh, blast it.
Nozzo? Nozzo, what's wrong?
The PFE signal's decaying.
That's bad, is it?
No, it's certainly not good. Search the alley. It's gotta be around there somewhere.
I told you, he ran off.
Priorities, Fia. Something in that alley is giving off a signal. Something that's not supposed to be in that area?
Right. I get it. Sorry.
And sub-vocalize.
Sorry.
There's the glowing window that seems wrong, but it also exists in my inventory space. There's a weird little note. It's been bothering me.
Seems to be a list of deliveries.
April 5th deliveries. Nish S. 100 Jane Room 4D. Yvonne Q. 232 Thomp Room 4. Fern L. I don't know what this is. Drug deals?
None of this means anything to me.
Okay, well I have that and that wasn't it. Foul-smelling trash
Not
bin.
sure what blowing on that will achieve.
Great question.
Blast it to hell and back, that bloody idiot.
He took off his PFE, didn't he?
Worse than that. He didn't just take it off, it's broken.
Broken?
Yeah.
But that's impossible. There are only a handful of engineers in the world who can even open that thing, let alone break it.
How many degrees does Dr. Anderson hold again?
Like 10?
Blast it.
I think the most important thing to do right now is go in and eat the blueberry pie you paid for. That's so true. That's a great point, Neko. It's like playing Shadowrun all over again. Yeah, I feel like it's got the vibe, right?
Find him.
And then?
I need to check the protocol guide. Stand by. Keep looking for him.
Let's challenge him to a violence fight.
We need to have a word or two about communication.
There is something like immediately interesting about this premise. I kind of thought that we were gonna get like kind of a softball case to begin with as like a introduction to how like a time travel adventure works in the scope of this game. But like there's something really interesting about like taking the premise of being some like nobody tourist, but then like actually like having some like huge ulterior motive that's like genuinely problematic. I'm gonna have to apply the tool to this, huh? It's somehow relocked. It's implied that I'm picking the lock.
That should do it, for all the good it does.
Damn it. I told him our vetting process was outdated. I told him.
This is relatable and not my fault.
Should have seen this coming.
Let's just solve the problem and not look back, even though we're time travelers. Skulljo?
We're in this together, Nozzo. We'll fix this.
Well, yeah. Who else is gonna do it?
We can work out who's to blame later. What do we do now?
Okay. I've been reading the protocols, and there is a contingency plan for the situation.
I'm listening.
You're not gonna like it.
I said I'm listening.
Murder, death,
First
killing?
things first. Get back to the landing point. I'm sending you an upgrade.
What?
A present. Oh, goody.
Thank me later. Just get to the construction site. I'll
How?
fill you in when you get there.
How concerned should I be about this upgrade? Is it gonna be like a Windows update? Can I get that pie
Fia?
after all?
Just get over to...
Oh, but the pie. I should have gone back inside. Guess I'll go to the landing point. We'll call them poplars.
Right. I'm secure.
Okay. I'm relaying the upgrade over. Stand back. This may sting a little.
Yeah, this is feeling weirdly
Also,
Code Lyoko.
What is this?
The WEG Mark IV vaporizes organic matter on contact.
I mean, listen, I get it. Time travel is dangerous enough in, like, a vacuum or whatever, but, like, he's an unknown quantity. He has an incredible amount of, like, scientific and historical knowledge. Like, he could do a lot of damage. So I guess the protocol is just like nuke the Taurus from orbit, which feels extreme, but like I get it. But it feels extreme, but I get it.
And you just had this upgrade lying around.
Like I said, it's our contingency plan.
Neat art. Yeah, it's pretty good, right?
So
also,
you want me to...
That gun feels extremely heavily inspired by the TV show Continuum, which I will not be surprised to see fairly overt references to Continuum. If you've never seen it, it is like a Canadian-produced time travel show that's pretty rad.
Yeah.
I don't like this, Nozzo.
He said that we would.
I don't like it either, Fia, but he broke his paradox field excluder. He is unsynced from our timeline. We couldn't bring him back even if we wanted to. He crossed the line, and he needs to be stopped.
That's some useful information to have, and I like the way that it's delivered.
Don't worry. I'll get it done.
Right. Good. You know how to use that weapon?
Point and click.
I said I'll get it done.
Okay. I'll be here. Touch base when you have something to touch base about. Good luck, Fia.
That's kind of how bases work. So we really have no way of tracking him, right? Like, that feels like it's going to be a pretty significant problem. Okay, now... Listen. All I'm trying to do... I don't want you to get mad. All I'm trying to do is learn the confines of this game. Under my... Like, you don't even have to look at it. It's under the face cam currently. There's a pigeon over here.
No. The paperwork alone would be a nightmare.
Okay, not the kind of game that will randomly allow me to obliterate a pigeon from existence. Understood, just making sure. How do I find this dork? She's leafing through what seems to be a film script. She must moonlight as an actress.
Excuse me.
Oh, it's you. Did you find your friend?
Now she cleaned up that whole gross mess.
I'm working on it. That is why I want to talk to you.
Not sure how I can help, but sure.
How did he open the gate?
How did he get through the alley gate? Didn't you say it was locked?
Shows when I know. He swiped a spare key from behind the counter.
A spare key?
Hidden in a pepper shaker. Been there for years. Even I'd forgotten it was there. No
That's
idea
crazy.
how he'd even know about that.
Yeah, I do. Don't worry about that.
Can't imagine. Do you know the name Joe Anderson?
Joe Anderson?
Biochem student in the area, around 18 years old?
Oh, you mean Andy. Your friend does look a bit like him. That his grandfather or something?
Yes.
Well, Andy's always been a good kid. He must be worried.
Can you tell me anything about Andy?
Didn't you say you already know him?
I know his sort of grandfather. Just answer the question. I have a laser gun.
Not exactly.
Then I'm not sure what I can tell you. He comes here a lot. We deliver to him at the Brittany house sometimes. You know, the NYU dorm. It's just a few blocks away.
Right. Thank you.
Nozzo, did you get that?
Yep. Sending you the address now.
I do like oh, okay, maybe I should live in the bottom right corner. Here, give me a second. It does feel like covering up a little more. We'll figure this out. It might just be that like sometimes one corner is bad, but like the location data update went on the lower left corner, which is a thing I hadn't encountered before. But like I really like. This is a thing I really like in sort of more modern adventure games, is like instead of just like hearing about a location and like magically having it appear on your map or postcard or, you know, video game screen, there's some sort of like context to it of like, okay, like I'm using my future information to scout an address and a route to get there. It's like a little thing, but like it makes the story feel kind of more organic. It's a good use of the narrative to like just tie that in. It doesn't make a huge difference, but I like it.
You can't tell me anything more about Andy.
Look, I'm grateful for that tip you gave me. With all the students around here, that never happens. But I really don't like gossiping about people who aren't here. He comes here a lot, and we deliver to him sometimes over at the Brittany house. That's it.
You deliver to Andy's door.
Students, you know, they're our bread and butter.
I thought your bread and butter would be your bread and butter, on account of you being a restaurant and all.
It's not like the Brittany house is far. It's just a block west of here.
Thanks for your time. I need to find my friend.
Sure.
My grand friend.
No.
Okay, can't obliterate the waitress. I'm just trying things. Okay, so now that I've moved Neko, here's your pigeon. It says, a solitary pigeon pokes at something invisible on the sidewalk.
What on earth would I say?
It has a talk command, but I can't talk to this pigeon. This main entrance to Brittany Hall feels like a good place to start. The fire hydrant. Joe Anderson does not appear to be hiding behind it. Also a good start. There appears to be an egg sandwich in here, discarded after a single bite. Disgusting. Now, when you say disgusting, are you upset about the sandwich, the fact that it's in the trash in a wasteful fashion, or that you're looking at it and you're tempted to eat it despite those other things I just said?
The door is locked tight. A sign says that the building is closed for spring break.
Woo! Spring break! Guess I'll lockpick it.
Bit out of practice, but I got it. There must be over 100 rooms in this place. Time travel or not, it will take ages to search them one by one.
Okay, maybe go inside and I can learn something. Video game protagonist idiot.
There must be a time travel or... None of this means anything to me. Although...
Andy A. Brittany Hall, room 1407.
Andy A. and BH. Andy Anderson and Brittany Hall. Seems likely.
Not sure why that would be still like tucked in the alley and not like completely discarded when Andy's been on break for some amount of time.
1407. Here I come. That's odd. The door was unlocked.
There's a little fog guy.
And the computer is on as well. Either young Andy left for spring break in a hurry, or someone else was here before me.
Look at this little guy. You think this is based on a popular cartoon character from this era. Changing timelines make it hard to remember what's popular in your own when, let alone another. But look at him. Look at the little guy. Look at him. There's also a poster for Skelefish and Hada Hada. The door is stored with posters of music bands that broke up decades before your home when. Feels like an unintuitive way to keep referring to that, but we'll deal. Is this important? This photo of a charming house near Maine? Let's check the computer. The files might be in the computer.
Joe Anderson, or Andy, I guess.
Andy
I don't
Joerson?
recognize the girl beside him, but they make a cute cluster.
Oh, that's what a cluster is. That's weird.
Assuming they are a cluster.
I guess cluster is supposed to be like a non-denominational, like, group encompassing couple or throuple, etc. A cluster of 2+. Look at these enormous desktop icons. You joking?
Trash is cleared every 48 hours.
It's weird that it does that and that there's a notice of
Also,
it.
when did young Andy leave for spring break?
5 days ago.
Ah, so this deleted file, rfoster.txt, it had to have been created after he left.
Or deleted after he left.
Beep boop. To Professor R. Foster from L. Sandman. Subject, fail me, I dare you. You are very aptly named because you are a virus that infects this place daily. Being in your class is the worst experience I've ever had, and I used to work retail. The level of contempt everyone has for you goes beyond parody. You know you're only riding your father's coattails. If it wasn't for him, you would be researching compounds for baby diapers instead of getting tenure at NYU. Your father was ashamed of you. He only got himself cancer to get away from the laughingstock you made of his good name. I'd say more, but I can't be bothered to waste the words. I think that little of you. You want to kick me out of your class because of this? I dare you. I double dare you. I physical challenge you. What are we doing? I know all about you and the new teaching assistant. I also have your husband's email address. Suck it, prof. I hope you die in a chlorine explosion. Signed, L. Sandman, Chem 248. Well, that's like a lot. That's like a whole lot. I'm starting to think that this guy who, went rogue on a time travel tourist mission, might not be the good guy. He might be a baddie. Activity history. Log in as Sandman after multiple attempts, if I'm understanding this correctly. And then we sent that message, and then we logged out. And then I am sorry, Lisa. I is not recognized as an internal or external command, operable program, or batch file. So, does that mean he got his girlfriend kicked out of class for reasons? Grubwub, your meal from Silverflare is being prepared. Hello, Joseph Anderson. Your delivery order from Silverflare is being prepared, etc. Sister Celia. Blah, blah, blah. Hi. Hey. You said I could move into your room. So I did. It's taken me a few weeks, but I managed to de-dorkify it. It'll be like you never lived here. Anyway, things are okay. Maine is okay. School is okay. I got your old chem teacher this year. She thought I would be as smart as you. I live to disappoint. Love, Ursus. Which I assume is impatient for your sister. Chill. I thought you were supposed to be the calm one. You're gonna ace that class, bro. You know how smart you are, and besides, your first test of the term, relax. Speaking of, totally gonna fail my class if I don't get some help, so help, witty please? Love, Ursus. From undisclosed, Ari no subject. For all networking and security needs, contact Tomo. Tomo Oregato. Another sister email. I told you, you big nerd bro dork. You worry too much about tests. Good luck on your midterm. Don't blow anything up. Love, Ursus. Message from Lisa. Don't worry. Hey lab buddy, it's me, the frizzy-haired nerd from Prof Foster's class. Looks like we're partnered up for the midterm project. You seem nice, so this'll be fun. Famous last words. Last term I was shackled to a freshman who spoke in grunts and thought decimal points were optional. Anyway, I have a few ideas to run by you. How about we meet at the Flare tomorrow and we could talk about it after getting, like, diabetes from 8 milkshakes. Another Lisa message. Ari, don't worry. I wouldn't worry about your image, Mr. Bad Boy. In that oversized lab coat, it's obvious you like living dangerously. The first time you trip on something, I observed the right way to say I told you so. I reserved the right to say I told you so. And that is a response to a message from Andy saying you'll ruin my bad boy image. This email, in order to preserve interface space in the video game, it looks a little weird. And I told you so email from Lisa. I assert my rights. Okay, so I dropped the canister that you tripped over. I'm sorry. Still counts, though. Anyway, you want to be at the Flare after work? So she, like... It's unclear if she deliberately tripped him, but that does not sound good. And finally, Sister Celia. Dude, stop freaking out. It's obvious to anyone she's flirting with you. Also, she's cute. Well done. Also, you're an idiot. I'm amazed you still remember how to breathe without me around. Anyway, you could bore me with all the details when you come home. Speaking of, spring break! Woo! Didn't you just leave? I'm not moving out of your room. Love, Ursus. This poster is signed Gal Friday. Trash bin empty. God, I love this little frog. What a good frog. Okay, let's call our friend.
Yeah, Fia.
Could you tell me about this client again?
Joe Anderson. He pioneered all the latest advances in robotic and laser surgeries. He's the reason why the average life expectancy is over 100 years old now.
Ah, so his timeline importance ranking is high.
One of the highest.
Well, that just means we can't delete his past self. We're definitely going to delete his present, future, past participle. What are we doing?
How are things from your end?
I'm scanning all security camera footage and every archived photo taken in a 3-mile radius of your when and location. He's been extremely careful, but if he slips up, we'll know.
No ripples detected?
Everything's marginal, so far. Whatever the client's doing, it hasn't set off any alarm bells yet.
So our client's been messing about with his younger self's computer. Any ideas why?
No. He's obviously trying to change something, but what? There has to be something in the historical record.
Stand by.
I'll be here.
So I think I want to check the historical archive. Searches can be more than one word! Exclamation mark. For example, click on Joseph and Anderson to search for Joseph Anderson. What about Lisa Sandman? Because it's like L. Sandman, and that was like the name we're like trying to get a class canceled under? Lisa Sandman. Lifetime range May 24, 2002 to June 12, 2029. Age 27. Employment history. From 2026 to 2029, adjunct professor, NYU Department of Chemistry. Cause of death, chemical explosion, ruled accident. Timeline impact rating low. Oh good, so we're gonna end up deleting his girlfriend then? That's
Is
cool.
this all the archive has on Lisa Sandman?
Afraid so. She died young. Poor kid.
In an explosion 5 years from now. You think Dr. Anderson wants to prevent that?
It seems plausible, but her timeline priority rating is listed as low.
Well, that's cause she's currently dead, idiot. Also, if he changes history, that could change,
If
huh?
he wanted to save her life, he could have, asked us. It's legal, and he can afford it.
You're right. It makes no sense. I'll keep digging.
What about Celia Anderson, the sister? Celia Anderson is most notable for being the host of the Good Morning Show on WPXI from 2039 to 2045. Anderson's career came to an infamous and explosive finish after an interview with mayoral candidate and right-wing firebrand Christopher Haynes. During a heated exchange over immigration rights, Anderson reportedly shouted, "Were you hit on the head as a baby?" and punched him in the nose, drawing copious spurts of blood. Right, but when does the thing that got her in trouble happen? Anderson is now retired and lives in Cornwall-on-Hudson. She requests that her privacy be respected. There's an awful lot of that in the future. I can't figure out what changes between then and now. Timeline impact rating low. That feels odd. What about Joseph Anderson? Responsible for the invention of the micro-incisor laser surgery device patented in 2034. It is used in all major hospitals today. It's widely accepted knowledge that Anderson's advances have extended the average human lifespan by several decades. In 2051, he was awarded the Nobel Peace Prize for both medicine and science. Timeline impact rating super duper crazy chocolate coated high. Maximum level. The field manual has a bunch of stuff I haven't read. Agent manual. Oh god. Welcome to Chronozen, where time travel is not just a service but a responsibility. In this manual, we'll guide you through the rules, regulations, and intricacies of navigating the temporal landscape. Please read carefully to ensure a smooth journey through time. About Chronozen. The current year, 2064, time travel is a reality governed by Chronozen, a corporation established to regulate and control temporal excursions. Really? Like, no unified government agency is tasked with this? Just like a company was created and we just trust that? I guess it's still a relative dystopia. Time is hard. Due to the potential for abuse, the government entrusted Chronozen with the authority to oversee all time travel operations. Now, see, that's meant to answer my question, and I regret to inform you that it really does not address my concerns. Booking a trip, private citizens can embark on time travel journeys accompanied by a trained agent to ensure responsible temporal exploration. Both agents and clients are equipped with a paradox field excluder, safeguarding them from the effects of time paradoxes. What exactly do we think that means? It just, it's a technology that, anchors you to your point of origin so that things you change don't wipe you out of existence or otherwise change you? Or something beyond that? Chronozen team, each time travel expedition is monitored by a dedicated agent overseen by a monitor in the present. The board of directors, internally known as the Brass, formulates policies, enforces rules, and handles inquiries. The Brass ensures that each client's mission is carefully evaluated to minimize potential damage to the timeline. But we have paradox exclusion stuff. I'm confused. The PFE is a crucial piece of equipment for time travelers. It shields them from temporal paradoxes, allowing changes to their personal history without erasing their existence. I mean, I guess that means we don't have a way to stop changes entirely, which I guess makes sense. It's really weird, though. Chronozen takes every precaution to prevent damage to the client's timeline. In event of a mishap, compensation is provided. Oh, I'm sure. Agent selection and training. Becoming an agent is no easy feat. Candidates must possess a specific psychological profile capable of handling constant rewriting of personal history. If you're reading this, congratulations, you did it. Landing points are carefully calculated to meet specific criteria. Must be outdoors, open to the sky, devoid of observers or recording devices. Failure to meet these criteria will result in the inability to initiate time travel. We have, something that determines whether people are looking at a space. Time impact rankings. To keep timeline management organized, every person, event, and location in history has been assigned a timeline impact ranking. That seems impossible to manage. Please consult the TIR section of the field guide for more information. Emergency rewind protocol. Oh, that sounds important. Also, it sounds like a return to the past. All monitors have access to the ERP system, which allows them to rewind a field agent's personal timeline by up to 30 minutes to prevent accidental abuse. The ERP system will only become available in the event of an agent's death. Rewind should only be performed on trained agents with long-term PFE exposure. Do not attempt on clients. Conclusion. You are part of a carefully regulated system designed to balance exploration with responsibility. Always adhere to guidelines, respect the timelines, and enjoy your journey through the corridors of time travel responsibly. Timeline rankings. To maintain integrity of the timeline, it has a ranking. Low is no historical significance, open to any changes. Medium. Indirect importance to history. Their existence is vital, but minor life events are flexible. Okay, now, seriously. Doesn't it seem like both of the women that we know in our client's timeline sound like mediums? If he is of a high, critical timeline importance, doesn't that necessarily mean interpersonal relationships are of at least a medium ranking? Because, any one of them could have been formative in whatever decisions lead to him being a successful doctor and making his breakthroughs, right? It seems absurd to just be yeah, I don't know, you could, vaporize his sister and that probably doesn't matter. High. Critical to history, minimal interaction, no alterations, exercise extreme caution. Rankings are determined by proprietary algorithms, of course, which is why I'm sure they're not trustworthy. If an individual wants to contest their ranking, they can submit an application to their local Chronozen branch. The current average waiting list is 4 years long. Brief history of time travel. Am I reading this one? No. Alright, so what am I missing?
Just textbooks and study aids. Nothing relevant that I can see. Almost completely empty. Young Andy must have taken everything home with him.
Hey, Angel, welcome to the stream and thank you for the 70-month resub. How's it going? Welcome to time travel. I don't know what to do.
Nozzo,
Yeffy.
so our client's been met.
No. There has to be something in this.
Stand by.
I'll be.
So it thinks I should be able to work out what's gonna get done through the historical record, but I just don't have that many things to reference. Hope y'all are as good as can be. I mean, I would say that relatively speaking, that's probably true. Work calmed down quite a bit for most of this week up until today, when I had one of the radio stations that I work with was suddenly like, yeah, so like we don't think that we should have to submit this paperwork about something that should be airing because we stopped airing it 4 years ago and never told you. Which like isn't the cool flex that I think they thought it was, but luckily that's such an egregious infraction that like generally we're just like, all right, we're done with that. But they decided to be like really uncool and like kind of passive aggressive about it instead of just like trying to solve the problem. It's like, you could just like not be like this. I feel like I'm supposed to be able to get more from that room, but I honest to goodness have no idea how.
What on earth? Can't return to the landing point yet.
Troll gate. I was a kid.
So I can have up to 5 search terms at once, huh? But for some reason, foster isn't anything? That seems really weird to me. Never told you and they don't see a problem with that. No, isn't it kind of wild that people like don't get why that's like kind of a big deal? They're like, yeah, we have a contractual agreement to do this, and we haven't done it for 4 years and forgot to mention it. Well, here's the thing. It's not only that they didn't mention it the entire time. See, the only reason that you can get away with that is by falsely reporting that you are doing it, which, like, is technically perjury in a strict sense. I tried questioning the pigeon repeatedly,
What on earth would I say?
That's all I get out of it. Have I tried banana? Elaborate. In what sense? I don't have a red banana, if that's what you're getting at. Foster. I don't know if it's hot enough for that, although the air conditioning is on. Is there anything I missed in this room? Just exit and waitress and exit again? And I can't blow her up? Multi-tool can be a screwdriver, lockpick, flashlight, or more. I don't think any of those are relevant, are they?
Good thing she turned off the alarm.
I would have been fine with it. I guess I haven't checked all them boxes.
Full of rotten vegetables. Ugh.
That's really unfortunate.
Nothing but mouldy newspapers. I found all I need in there.
I feel like this is a inevitable hazard of trying to make, like, searching part of your, like, game mechanics. I said it's, like, occasionally frustratingly easy to just, like, miss some thing that they want from you. Like, I'm not sure what I'm missing. And as a result, like, I feel like it kind of has to be in this room based on how few environments I have, but, like, I really don't know. Really don't know what I'm doing.
Just
There aren't that many things I can search. I feel like I've... Mr. R. Foster. Do I need a first name for Foster? Is that what we're doing? Is that what we need? But even so, I can't, like... I can't type in something. So if it hasn't been in, like, a... in, like, a document or something I've already, like, looked at... I can't go to, like, a school building. Also, it's spring break. To Chinatown Detective Agency, the creator intentionally made it impossible to find out most things in-game, so you'd have to use the real internet to look it up, because everyone does that anyway. Oh, that sounds dreadful. I don't know if the execution on that is really good, but that sounds awful to me. How do I get this dude's name? Will it let me? No, I can't. How about Lisa Sandman Foster? What about Joseph Anderson Foster? And putting in Foster 5 times doesn't do it either, weirdly. What about Celia Anderson, Lisa Sandman? Were his sister and his girlfriend friends? No. Alright, I'm gonna read a brief history of time travel. I don't think this will help, but I don't know what else to do. If any of you have an idea, hit me up. Brief history of time travel. This guide has been chronologued to preserve our history. Should your knowledge of these events not match this chronology, contact your nearest Chronozent branch immediately. Discoverer of the quantensonic particle in 2041. In the year 2041, scientists made a monumental breakthrough with the discovery of the quantensonic particle, a mysterious entity that seemed to defy the laws of physics. Initial research suggested that these particles existed outside of traditional spacetime, opening the door to realms previously thought unreachable. A time stream revelation, 2 years later in 2043. Further investigation into quantensonic particles revealed the startling truth. They were leaking from another dimension altogether, a dimension that became known as the time stream. This revelation sparked a scientific revolution as researchers embarked on a quest to understand and harness the enigmatic properties of the newfound dimension. The quest for time travel, spanning from 2044 to 2045. With knowledge of the time stream at their fingertips, scientists worldwide focused their efforts on devising methods to traverse this extra-dimensional realm. The pursuit of time travel became the holy grail of scientific exploration, with researchers racing against time to unlock the secrets of temporal manipulation. Of course, hopefully everyone was aware of the irony of that sentence. Breakthrough in time travel technology in 2045. In a historic moment for humanity, scientists succeeded in developing the first functional time travel technology By harnessing the power of the time stream, they created a gateway to the past, allowing for unprecedented journeys through the annals of history. Lol. It seems weird to me that that's not credited to a person or group, just scientists at large. Government intervention and regulations in 2047. That seems like plenty enough time passing for everything to already be goofed up forever. As the implications of time travel became apparent, governments intervened to regulate its usage and prevent potential abuse. Stricter regulations were implemented to ensure the responsible exploration of time stream with oversight from global authorities. Rise of irresponsible use. Even after, this is 1 year after, for a span of 3 years. Despite regulatory efforts, the allure of time travel proved too tempting for some. Wealthy individuals exploited corrupt scientists to satisfy personal desires, leading to chaos and damage across the temporal landscape. The formation of Chronozen in 2052. In response to the escalating crisis, governments collaborated to establish Chronozen, a specialized corporation tasked with regulating and overseeing all time travel operations. Chronozen's formation marked a turning point in the chaotic era of temporal exploration, bringing order and structure to the realm of time travel. Restoring order and responsibility from 2053 to present. Under the guidance of Chronozen, humanity embarked on a journey of responsible temporal exploration. With strict regulations in place and trained agents ensuring ethical conduct, the dangers of irresponsible time travel were mitigated, allowing for the preservation of history and protection of the temporal fabric. Into the future, the discovery of quantonic particle and the subsequent revelation of the time stream reshaped the course of human history, opening doors to realms previously thought unreachable. As humanity continues to navigate the complexities of time travel, the lessons learned from the past serve as a beacon guiding us towards a future of responsible exploration and discovery, and also to a past and present and again future. Because that's how time travel works. Now, before I made a comment that I liked that we were able to more or less like magically call up the address to the place we needed by using like futuristic technology and companion sort of like watching what's going on, like Al from Quantum Leap. The opposite end of that coin is like when we have like a last name of a professor who would have been on record as working at this university in this time frame that we're actively doing research on. It seems like it should be trivially easy for this guy with a database of that information to get his first name and learn maybe where he would be and pull up that guy's history. Like, it seems like kind of preposterous to me that I would need to be the one to like find that guy's whole name, because it's not just like some random guy that our contact knew. He's like an established person that there would be records on.
So our client's been messing about with his younger self's computer. Any ideas why?
No. He's obviously trying. There has to be something.
I mean, clearly he's trying to get his girlfriend kicked out of class. A class that I feel like you should be able to tell me about.
He's been
no rip.
Everything's marginal. Whatever the client's...
Stand by.
I'll be...
I can't even like look at the textbooks in case the guy like assigned one of his own textbooks or something.
Just textbooks and study. As fun as that may be, the protocols are very clear. No firing weapons indiscriminately.
What's the level of timeline importance of this little frog? Can I have him?
The multi-tool can transform into a dozen useful tools. The multi-tool can transform into a dozen useful tools, but none of them are needed here.
Okay, I guess I'll go talk to the waitress again. See if some like nominal amount of information I've gained gives me the ability to ask her a new question.
What blowing on that will achieve.
Dude, I have no idea what blowing on that will achieve. I'm like so out of ideas. I feel like whoever designed this really thinks that whatever the next thing is super obvious, and to me it's not.
Excuse me.
Oh, hey.
Oh, good. Okay. This is apparently what the game wanted.
Do you know a Professor Foster?
You mean Rona Foster, the chem prof? Super cool lady.
So, this Rona Foster woman, can you tell me anything else about her?
You already know she teaches chemistry, so you know as much as I do. And like I keep saying, I don't gossip about my customers.
I have a suit that prints money. Calm down.
Do you know anyone named Lisa?
You're gonna have to be a bit more specific than that.
I believe she came here with Andy at least once.
Oh yeah, I've seen them. Are those two finally together?
I don't know.
Think so.
Well, they'd better be. They've been making starry eyes at each other for weeks.
Can you tell me about Lisa?
I told you. Sorry.
Thanks for your...
Sure.
I legitimately just want to try, like, handing her money and see what happens.
I should only replicate currency as needed.
Boy, that feels like that's gonna hamstring us. Okay, so let me bring out the computer. Rahana Fahaster. Okay. Again, I understand that I wanted to look up the professor. I do feel like it should have been relatively easy with the resources at our disposal to look that up without having to, like, ask a waitress who may or may not know this person, to be entirely clear. Like, it sounds like this place is kind of a dive, and it's not necessarily the case that the professor would come here. February 14th, 1982. Oh, it's Valentine's Day. Rona Foster was seen as a scientific prodigy since grade school. At age 10, she joined her father, Oliver Foster, at his struggling tech firm, Foster Tech Labs. At 10? Okay. At Oliver Foster's death in 2002, Foster Tech folded, and Rona joined the teaching staff at NYU's Department of Chemistry. She voluntarily left her position in 2029 after an explosion in her lab left 3 students dead. Clearly one of them was Lisa. She's now retired and living in Florida. Timeline impact super duper low.
This Professor Foster. An explosion is going to kill some of her students 5 years from now. I think it's the same explosion that will kill Lisa Sandman. Nozzo, can you confirm?
Lisa Sandman sounds like a super fake name, by the way. Night King, glad you have been enjoying it. Other than this brief bit of getting stuck, because I genuinely think that I think that was a little silly. But I've been enjoying this so far, even though I'm completely incapable of talking. I feel like I'm doing more talking than normal for some reason. There's a lot more reading out loud in this adventure game than I would have expected.
NYU kept the names of the victims away from the press, but the dates do match up.
So Dr. Anderson wants to stop Lisa from dying in the explosion?
Huge shock.
Could be. But again, the explosion is a low priority event. He could have easily applied to make this change legally and professionally. Why do all this?
I'm gonna guess, like, spite. I think revenge might be involved.
Dunno. There's something else going on. Do you have the address for the NYU Department of Chemistry? Everything seems to be pointing there. I probably should go see what's what.
Sending your way.
Boop, 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 boop. I will go to there. This way.
You seeing this, Nozzo?
I think so. Is that Lisa Sandman?
Yeah,
It
probs.
matches the photograph in young Andy's dormitory. Stand by. I'm gonna get answers.
I haven't done a save in a minute. I haven't actually made much progress, but shut up about it. Is there anything funny I can do in this room before encountering her? Oh, a window that leads to a rusty fire escape. Maybe I can just leave.
I can use the door.
Oh, that's good. I got her to not sub-vocalize that, so I said that out loud and she still didn't notice my presence. Excellent video game. Whiteboard full of mathematical proofs. Nozzo could tell you what they were, but you want to get home before dinner. But time travel, does that work that way? Old-fashioned fire suppressor. Hopefully you don't have to use it. Turn mechanism occasionally sprays plants in this tank. Alright, I guess I'll just, like, talk to her. You know what? Can I just, like, open the door?
The door is quite obviously locked.
I have a better lockpick. Can I just, like, pick the door?
Excuse me.
Ah! Sorry, I was a bit, focused. Who are you?
I am just visiting.
I am just visiting.
Visiting what? An empty school building?
Yes.
Spring break. Nobody is supposed to be here.
Nobody? What about you?
Well, yeah. That's because... Hey, wait a minute.
Tequila sunset.
Let me see your card.
That sounds
My
right.
card?
Yeah. If you belong here, you'd have a school ID card.
Quick, punch her in the throat.
So, let me see it.
Ah, well... Look, Lisa, I can explain.
That helps. Definitely address her by her first name.
Oh, can you? Wait, how do you know my name?
Oh, blasted.
Quick, shoot her with the
It was
gun.
you, wasn't it? You did this.
I can't emphasize enough how little I've accomplished since getting here. So I'm pretty sure I didn't do anything.
I didn't do anything. I only just arrived.
Are you serious? If you didn't send that email, then what are you doing here?
How did she find out about the email already?
Email.
Oh my
Are you for
god.
real, or are you just being cute?
Again, I have no idea.
Right, fine, whatever.
It feels a little weird to me that there's not an option to, like, use the knowledge we have about the email to help. It may not be the right choice, but it feels weird that, like, we definitely played dumb, you know?
You obviously don't belong here, but neither do I. Tell nobody I was here, and I'll do the same.
I think I want to help, though. What are you doing?
What exactly are you doing?
Nothing at all.
It looks like you're trying to pick the lock of that door.
No, shut up, I'm not doing anything.
You're obviously doing that, and I'm much better at it than you. Also, I'm better at arts and crafts and the guitar.
You are literally doing it right now.
Yeah, well, we all see what we want to see.
Have you seen an old man?
I'm looking for an older gentleman. He was wearing an NYU hat and sweatshirt.
Huh. I think I would have remembered seeing someone like that. But I don't know for sure. I'm a bit distracted right now.
Okay. I feel like I'm gonna need for our character to, like, be kind of socially stupid to justify, like, this approach. Cause, like, I don't know. As something of a natural manipulator, I feel like I can think of, like, half a dozen ways that I would approach this situation, and none of them are available. So I just come off looking like a creep who doesn't belong here. And even though that should get me in immediate trouble, like, she also ignores it. Like, I feel like I should either be able to, like, come in and, like, have a weird sense of authority, like, knowing too much, but, like, wanting to help her, or, like, come in here and sort of act, like, flustered and be like, well, what is it you want help with? Maybe I can help you. And just sort of, like, approach from, like, an empathic sort of standpoint. It's weird to just, like, come in here and have no plan and ask random questions and accomplish nothing.
Do you know Joe Anderson? You probably know him as Andy.
Is that what this is about? Dating my lab partner?
I have no idea.
Since you have no idea, neither do I.
So you're Andy's cluster mate?
Come on, girl, it's your job to do this better than that.
His what?
Sorry, his, what's the word, girlfriend?
It's literally your job, lady.
Well, I wouldn't go that far. Not sure what we are yet.
So about Andy.
Look, I'm trying to focus here.
Like, I'll promise to pick the lock better than you if you just, like, cooperate.
Want me to
Dang.
help you? Help me get through this door.
Okay,
Sure.
I tried to do that already.
She seems friendly.
She's ignoring me and ignoring the rules. No wonder she and Joe Anderson get along so well.
No, just let me try to pick the lock. She said she would help.
So Joe's clustermate, this Lisa Sandman, any thoughts on her?
Not really. The archive had next to nothing to say about her. Just her birth date, her death date, her employment history, and little else. She lived a short, simple, and rather unremarkable life.
Wow, I feel really called out right now.
We can't all change the world, can we?
No, just with time travel.
No ripples detected.
Everything's marginal. So far, whatever the client's doing, it hasn't set off any alarm bells yet.
I need to gain Lisa's trust, Nozzo. She won't speak to me otherwise. I think I need to help her.
Do what you think is necessary. I'll keep an eye out.
It's weird that the game forces me into this conversation instead of at least letting me, like, try that. Especially because this conversation isn't, like, inherently all that helpful.
Assisting this Lisa girl isn't exactly within mission scope, is it?
Very little about the situation is. Just do anything you need to.
Anything?
Anything within reason.
Anything, she says, pointing her, like, super future laser at this girl.
Within the boundaries of plausible deniability.
Stand by, Nozzo.
I'll be here.
She says, when the main character is as incompetent as us to make them more relatable or inject tension. But, like, it doesn't, like... Obviously, like, in a situation like this where, like, we literally get an instruction book that's like, you are a trained time specialist. Trained specialist, training, specialized. Like, clearly you are, like, a super, like, elite person whose job it is to do this, and you're like, ah, yes, cluster mate. I, too, am a human who clusters with people of my ilk. Human people.
If you'll allow me.
Huh?
I have some experience with this sort of
I literally tried this before.
Somehow I'm not surprised. Sure.
Like, literally,
Knock
it
yourself
initiated the conversation with her because I tried to start picking the lock to do just this. Game wasting my time.
There you go.
So, again, me, human being Vasco, who's definitely a humanoid from Earth, I would ask her what she's doing before agreeing to do that. I might do it even if I don't like her answer, but I feel like you should know what she's doing before you facilitate it.
Thank God. Seriously, you're a lifesaver.
There, my good deed for the day.
You're just gonna like let her go in there and you're not gonna keep interacting with her? This is your job, lady!
Funny you should say that.
Why?
Whatever you changed, it did literally nothing.
So the ripples were marginal?
Not marginal, non-existent.
Is that unusual?
Normally, no. But with a walking paradoxical anomaly on the loose, well, I'll keep monitoring. Just in case.
Like I says, you could probably get her to cooperate if she likes you. You should stare into her eyes and say nothing. You know, that doesn't work for me in real life, and I don't understand why that's the case. So I am inclined to agree with you. I think everyone else is doing it wrong, and I'm not the problem. I'm not the common denominator in all the things wrong with my life.
Come on. Password locked. Seriously? Jeez Louise, Prof, where's the trust?
Everything all right?
No.
A message is scrawled on a loose piece of paper. Bro, this is to remind you again, because I know you forgot again. Oh my god, there is a dinosaur-shaped paperclip on the top of this document. I need you to understand that. Remember what Dad was always looking through, and log off when you're done. Signed, RHO. FYI. Remember what Dad was always looking through. A book entitled Fundamentals of Modern Bioprocessing. Modern, how quaint. What a needlessly, like, pretentious point of view from someone who clearly time travels for a living. Besides with their initials IRL. Someone who's in a real hurry, I guess. Pathway analysis and optimization and meta... Ugh. Even the title puts you to sleep. Lol. An award certificate from the Gold Tech Science Center honoring Rana Foster. Science is your wheelhouse, but you think this is a molecular model. No, I think that's art. What do we got in here? Lisa, computer note. Hey, what you doing, girl?
Excuse me.
What?
What exactly is on that computer?
She's hacking so hard, you guys.
None of your damn business. Sorry. You helped me out. I shouldn't have snapped like that. Someone hacked into my email account and sent my prof a nasty letter under my name. I'm trying to get into her computer and delete it before she sees it, so you see why I'm freaking out a little bit here.
Maybe I can help.
You think you know the password? Feel free to give it a try.
So, what was in this email?
I really don't.
It really was quite bad.
It got really personal. Stuff I don't think is true, but maybe could be. I don't know either way. I just don't want Professor Foster to see it.
Do you know, who could have sent this email?
Was it an old man pretending to be your boyfriend?
No clue! I'm the bottom of the totem pole around here. Why would anyone do this to me?
Because you're gonna blow
I
up?
really need to learn more about Andy.
Yeah, I get that impression. but I don't have the bandwidth to handle your questions right now.
That feels like an inappropriate response, due to the fact that that's kind of an inappropriate question.
Sorry.
Well,
Sure.
Okay. Where did I get the name Oliver from? So it's for Oliver Foster. Oliver Foster basic info. Oliver Foster obituary. Oliver Foster photo. Let's start there. Okay. He's got himself a Zeus microscope. That feels relevant. Obituary. Oliver Foster. March 12th, 1949 to September 4th, 2002. John Foster, 53, passed away on September 4th after a valiant battle with stomach cancer. He was an educator, mentor, and pillar of the scientific community. He was predeceased by his wife, Lena. Now, I understand what that means. I don't think I've ever seen that written that way. Is that normally, like, written in obituaries? He is survived by his two children, Rhoda and Nicholas. Survived by is a lot more common from what I know. And an insatiable curiosity of love and the unknown that will live in our hearts forever. Basic info. Professor of Applied Science, New York University. CEO Foster Tech Labs, died of stomach cancer. Timeline impact ranking low. If he was so important to science in the day, again, low feels, you know, not appropriate. Try
Excuse me,
Zeus?
maybe I can help.
You think you know the password?
Well,
Sure.
I think it's Zeus. How come I can't, like, input that? Microscopes like these are still used in your win. Classic case of if it ain't broke. Okay, but like he was looking through the microscope, you understand? And maybe there's another hitbox. I don't know, maybe there's another hitbox. To like click within the photo on the thing. It's a reasonable suggestion, but like, I mean, could it be any clearer that this is the password? And yet, I can't, like, do anything with it? I feel strongly that the password is Zeus, and I don't know how to get the game to understand that it's Zeus. This is always a very frustrating type of adventure game interaction. Assuming I'm correct. Maybe it's something more esoteric, but I don't know, man. I don't know how I would know this, since I don't even have a chance to, like, rule it out.
Can I have a go?
For real?
Oh, I just have to click on her hands. Like, literally, there's, like, a dialogue option that's like, if you want a shot, you can take it. And, like, a normal human would be like, okay, then I'll do that. But, like, instead I should try to shove her out of the way, and then the game interprets that as a polite request. Love it.
Holy crispy crap. You did it.
Yeah, and if you would have just like your whole vibe is you should just tell me what you need done and I'll get it done. You're like a proto-Ukel, or maybe you're like an ancestor of the Ukels. I don't know, the time travel's made it kind of complicated.
Here, let me add that thing. Come on, come on. And deleted. Oh, that was effing close. Jesus, let's get out of here.
Let me unlock, pick the door or whatever.
Hey, you coming?
Lisa?
Yeah?
You promised to speak to me about Andy.
Oh, yeah. Sorry. What did you want to know?
What's like his whole... Oh my god, please don't ask if they've been clustered long. You're gonna make me just implode. What was the email? It was like extremely horribly offensive. It was like a personal attack that was basically like, I dare you to kick me out of your class because you're such garbage, you're the reason your dad is dead, or something. It was like really awful.
Have you been clustered, dating him?
I need you to be professional.
Not long. Just 2 weeks? Or maybe 1 week? Not sure if spring break week counts.
Great question. Music feels way unnecessarily dramatic for this.
Whatever. I say it counts. 2 weeks.
Can you tell me anything about Joe? Or Andy, rather?
Why? You said neither of us were in trouble, right?
His future self is. Oh, now I have to delete you.
That is correct. Neither of you are in trouble right now.
Wait, is this about the roof?
Yes. Tell me all about the roof.
Because everybody does that. You shouldn't single him out.
The roof?
The roof. Is the roof on fire?
Yeah, our lab group did some atmospheric analysis tests up there. We need to be high up.
And that's against the rules?
Yes, you're not allowed to get high, even in a figurative sense.
Technically, yeah. We're not supposed to use that fire escape unless there's an actual fire. But do you know how many students live in a building with roof access? None in my lab group, but that's for sure.
Well, I won't say anything if you won't.
Like I said, everybody does it.
So your Andy knows about the roof as well?
My Andy, huh? Yeah, he definitely knows about it. It's where we first... Hey, you know what?
Probably shouldn't tell you that.
Lisa, you've been a great help.
Thank you. I probably owe you my future diploma. Heck, my future, period.
I'm glad that was emphasized that way. Otherwise, it would be a really awkward sentence.
Your future, of course.
Try not to blow up. See you never.
I'm gonna head out now. I just want to get drunk and forget this happened. You want to join? I'll buy. It's the least I can do.
I have to climb up to the roof for unrelated reasons.
That's all right. You take care.
Back at ya. Thanks again.
Yeah.
I feel like everyone in this situation behaved insanely. Like, we took no reasonable approach to try and ingratiate ourselves into her, and then used, like, bizarre futuristic terminology repeatedly and weren't called on it. But then, like, also, the only thing we wanted from this stranger who we were able to identify without an explanation, including, like, her first name that she never told us, we, like, wanted personal information about a guy she just started dating, and that wasn't a huge red flag either.
You're welcome.
Sup, buddy? Look at all these pigeons. I don't see why we have to be rude about it.
Hello, Joe.
I scared the pigeons.
Ah. I knew you'd find me. I mean, you had to find me. I just needed a bit of time, and that's what I got.
I'd really suggest that you stop talking.
Sure. It doesn't really matter anyway. I did what I needed to do.
I mean, you didn't accomplish anything. I want to know more about what you thought was going to happen.
Do what, exactly?
She wanted to buy you a drink, be a replacement date. Yeah, but, like, she's gonna not exist, too. It's so complicated. It's so hard dating, right? When your job is to go into the past and all the people you meet are already dead. Like, it's so complicated. Where does anyone meet anyone, you know?
I saved her.
By her, I assume you mean Lisa.
You know about Lisa? How? There was almost nothing in the historical archive about her. I checked many times.
It's like my job. It's apparently the only part of my job I'm good at.
It's like history forgot all about her.
Just tell me what you wanted to have happen.
What were you hoping to achieve here?
What do you think? I've spent my entire life taking advantage of every opportunity. I couldn't waste this one. I just couldn't.
You took advantage, all right. Of me and my entire department.
It's interesting. These seem like the sort of things that these games would normally have you choose as sort of like a defining option of like how you're gonna approach the situation. But like that just like triggers automatically.
I'm sorry. I'm sorry I put you through all this. I really am. But it doesn't matter now. I got her kicked out. I got her away from here. That's the important thing.
That didn't happen at all. I can't stress enough that, like, not only did that not happen partially due to my intervention, but apparently even your original efforts, like, didn't accomplish anything. It's like, I don't know what to tell you, guy.
You hacked her email.
You know about that too? Yes, it was me. She gave me her password once to grab some files when her phone died.
And he remembered it all this time? That's rough, buddy.
Still remember it after all this time.
Well, she'll be happy to know that her trust wasn't misplaced.
You don't understand. I had to do it. Lisa died, will die, in a chemical explosion right here in this building.
Yep, and she still will.
Not anymore. I changed it. There's no way Professor Foster will hire Lisa now. Not after she reads that email. Lisa won't be here when it happens. She'll be safe.
I mean, you could have done it legally. You're extremely rich.
You could have done this legally. We receive requests to save people from death all the time. Why didn't you make one yourself?
You think I didn't try that? My request was rejected.
Hi.
Rejected? Why? Her timeline importance rating was low enough.
Chris says her friend told me his 13-digit password when she was 13 once, and I memorized it immediately and still remember it. I'm not saying that it's not possible. It's just like a lot of time has passed for him. Like, if they were, I don't know, like early 20s or something, and he's like 65 or something, like 45 years is a long time to remember a password. I can't remember like passwords I've assigned to certain things I use intermittently.
Sure. Her life wasn't important according to your precious board of directors.
But if that's the case, why wouldn't they accept your money? Like, there's something, like, suspicious about that, right?
But her death? No. That had to be set in stone. They couldn't take the risk that Lisa surviving wouldn't affect my life. My life and all my precious accomplishments.
I'm sorry. I truly am. But the board considers these things very carefully. Your medical advances saved millions of lives. That's a legacy worth preserving. It must be preserved.
So now I'm going to blow you up forever.
And shouldn't I be the one who determines that? Why should my legacy come at the price of her life? I loved her, you know? We were only together for a handful of years, but my whole life, it was always her. I've never stayed clustered with anyone for very long. I was always too busy. Too busy changing the world, too busy making a fortune.
Kind of like a self-fulfilling prophecy, though.
None of it. Not a single minute of it. None of it held a candle to being with her. Whatever happens now, saving her, it was worth it. You don't need to shoot. I'll go back quietly.
Can't... It was implied he, like, literally can't go back now, right?
I said I'll go back quietly.
I'll apologize again. Delusion says, there's that term again, clustered. Is there something wrong with the Earth's density? I mean, like, I get it. Like I said before, like, I imagine it's actually, I think, kind of clever. Like, it feels like a legitimately thought through sort of like progressive terminology of, you know, we've gone from the concept of couple to throuple, and it's just sort of like thinking logically through how do we be inclusive about any amount of scaling of people in some sort of committed relationship, no matter its like covalent bond structure. Nico asks, couldn't he have gotten her kicked out in a less traumatic way? Almost certainly, yeah. How did he think her life would go after that email, supposing it would work? Not great, and if she suspected him of it ever, which, like, I think she would have had cause to do, not, like, conclusive necessarily, but, like, be suspicious of him, it would also kind of, like, tank their future together. Anyway, sorry, but I'm gonna, like, blow you up, dude.
Sorry, Joe. You broke your PFE. I couldn't bring you back even if I wanted to.
I see. Well, yes, that makes sense. I don't suppose you could just leave me here.
Super duper no. I'm pretty sure that's like a huge faux pas.
I'll be dead in 6 months anyway. Can you at least give me that?
After everything you've done, do you really think that's an option?
No, I suppose it's not. Do it then. Lisa's safe. That's all that matters. She is safe, right?
Oh crap, he
Could
asked.
you check that for me before you do it?
It's cluster mean everyone's polyamorous. Again, my interpretation is that, like, is basically a grouping of not one. It is a way to say couple that includes any number of not one people.
There's been no change, Fia. Just do what you need to do.
Sure, Joe. She's safe.
You answered awfully fast.
I kind of waited a minute.
Did I?
Yes. Check for real, please.
I don't know why. Like, I don't know why it would matter. Like, this feels weird. Don't lie. I mean, like, again, like, there's like a weird disconnect between how I interpret a lot of the input in this game and the way it comes out. In my mind, I'm just like, yeah, buddy, it's all good. And then I just shoot him. Not like I say it in a suspicious way and then, like, actually check in front. Like, I don't see what good this does him. Dude's gonna get blown up either way. I figured I'd just be like, I'll give him a sense of peace before I blow him up. So that's as close as I can get to that, apparently.
You okay?
I'm dandy, Nozo. Just tickety-boo.
Tickety-boo. Hey, do people, like, not ironically say that in the UK, like, in the present? Or did that, like, make a resurgence in the year, like, 2053 or whatever?
You didn't tell him.
What would have been the point?
You did what you had to do, Fia.
Yeah.
Honestly surprised the game didn't let you lie and give him peace, right? Like, that's all I was going for. Like, there's nothing else I can do to help him. I have to blow him up. Like, it doesn't seem like it costs anything to be like, yeah, it's all good, and then shoot him. It's, like, super weird the way the game handles that, in my opinion. Like, it feels like the whole point of that choice is to, like, let you do that stuff.
The brass is going to be happy, for whatever that's worth.
Are they? We, like, blew up a super important guy.
At least somebody will be.
It's just so dramatic.
Come home.
Right. Stand by.
I like that the standard time travel outfit looks like a Ghostbusters uniform.
And timefall in 3, 2, 1.
So there wasn't any kind of achievement for the outcome there, just for completing the chapter, which is a little interesting.
Timefall successful. Powering down. Welcome back, Fia.
Hey, it's about time you two finished. Who wants drinks? Okay, what's wrong?
Things could be worse.
Things could be worse, Duffy. I'll say that much.
You forgetting all those years I spent training you? With time travel, there's no could.
Could or could not. There is no do. Or something.
So, spill it.
The client pulled a code 3-2.
Oh, so he...
Yes, he did.
What a total socket.
He took a dump in public. I had to blow him up. He also did some illegal stuff.
In that case, the answer is both of you.
Answer?
To my question, who wants drinks? Am I right? I'm usually right.
Yes, you are definitely right.
Nazo?
So many, like, generic sci-fi noises in this room.
Sounds great, but I need to be up early for a meeting with the brass in the morning.
Hey, I feel like we should be concerned based on the limited experience we've had doing a time travel. First off, I'm not sure what would cause us to go back to that exact time and place, because, like, that initial cutscene was, like, outside our landing point from that mission, which is kind of weird if you think about it. But also, like, why is, like, Nazo in the past? Like, isn't he, like, an observer guy? Like, doesn't he not do that? It says, Tickety Boo is more of an older generation thing. People usually say it jokingly, if ever. It's the sort of thing River would say on Red Dwarf. So, like, the answer to my question would be, like, basically not actually used. Although, if used kind of similar to the way it was used here, that was fairly sarcastic, I feel.
High-profile client like this, it's gonna be a media circus.
They don't pay us enough. That's their problem.
That's the brass's problem, not yours.
She's right. It's not your job to deal with the PR spin. And besides, what are they gonna do? Fire the only chrono monitor in all of New York?
Okay, I surrender. How about JVs?
Sounds good to me.
Oh, no, it just stopped existing.
It's settled then. To JVs.
Now I can't think of it. There's
just a tick. Just need to change.
There's like a bar in the nearby town that has some like ridiculous name that sounds like the most like fictional like TV show bar name. It's like PJ Slammers or something like that. And every time I pass it, like, it's just so fictional. It's just such not a real establishment. Just like JVs. Also, yeah, it looks like several of these signs changed, and I bet every time we come back here they're different.
And they've gone.
JVs! Ah, that's where we started. Man, the animation for drinking was that she chugged that so hard.
Place. I keep expecting it to get paradoxed and disappear.
I think this bar is like a temporal anchor for some reason.
That won't happen. This place is chronolocked.
You're welcome, by the way.
Explain how that works to some degree. Drink in silence. Talk about killing a client. You're welcome. Gosh, those are all such incredible options. I'm really tempted to just drink in silence because I feel like that's in line with our incredibly socially awkward self. I feel like I have interest in talking about killing a client, but I don't think that's what we're doing. Yeah, I think it's a silent moment of drinking, yeah.
That's the San Francisco branch.
Really?
Yep. The oscillation is just a few points south of London's. It's like a fingerprint.
I never feel anything. That's unrelated to your comment. I'm just numb from being a time traveler who shot a guy with a vaporizer gun.
They don't feel like anything to me.
You and everyone else. But he's been doing that trick for 20 years. He's never been wrong once.
Also, like, the sweeping wave of time travel is also extremely Return to the Past. I'm honestly, there's like some real like fingerprints of like influence from Code Lyoko. Like, Code Lyoko is not extremely about time travel or anything, but like, I don't know, it could just be a coincidence, but like there's a lot here that kind of reminds me of it.
It's not a trick, Duffy.
Lost it. Getting a call. Hold on a tick. Hello?
Fia, where are you?
Who's this?
JVs.
Who is this? It's Johnny.
That dude stopped existing.
Johnny. Yes. Johnny who?
The Johnny you've been clustered with for 8 years?
God, that sucks. The glasses are so minuscule. Yeah, that's how I feel like all like drinking glasses are, and I have to like go out of my way to get like huge McBig ones.
Right. Of course you are.
Are you at a bar?
Yeah.
JVs.
You're supposed to pick up Nick from soccer practice.
Are we also clustered with Nick, or is he our child?
Nick. Right. And Nick would be...
Our son? He's been waiting in the rain for over an hour.
Ah. Sorry.
This is beyond irresponsible. And what's with the accent?
What accent?
Never mind. Just pick him up. Please. We'll talk about this later.
Right. Bye then. So, I've been chrono shifted into a cluster.
Oh, that's always awkward. They cute at least?
A son as well.
Oof. Never mind.
He's apparently been waiting for his mum, me, for an hour. Should I go?
Should I go? Should I go, or should I just like time travel and hope for the best?
Indulging in your alternate selves' lives is not recommended, Fia.
But then, like, what do you do? Like, how do you address that?
But it's up to you.
I can't begin to imagine, like, what, like, I don't know what I expect to happen if I pick either of these. Don't just drink and abandon your new son. But he's not my son, and he won't exist tomorrow. It's all very ethically complicated. I feel like there should be a protocol for this, and I guess the protocol is not do it. But the complication by your own metric, Neko, is that if we go, we either drink and drive to go pick them up, or we, like, just drink and leave the sun in the rain. Walk. But I don't get to pick that. That's definitely not how this game works. You know that as well as I do. Alright, my mom would be extremely upset if I left the child in the rain. That's fair enough. But, like, I just want you to understand that I have no idea what's going to happen and it might not be good.
I should go deal with this.
Suit yourself.
You joined at a good time. Hey, Twitch, welcome to Old Skies. We just completed a mission where we had to vaporize a super important scientist because he went off book when taking a little time travel vacation. Then we returned to the present, which is the future, and experienced a time fluctuation that caused us to be in a committed 8-year-long relationship and have a son who hadn't previously existed. We were just debating whether it was correct to go and pick up the child from like soccer practice or something after leaving him in the rain for an hour because we weren't part of the same timeline until like 2 minutes ago. And we've just been at a bar drinking. So it's all very complicated. We're going to see how that works out, though. Gonna need a cord board. Yeah, it's a lot. It's a lot. It's a time travel game, and it has leaned really heavily on the idea of paradoxes and the fact that time is fluid, but there is like one central time through which all things go.
Now, let's see. What school district does my alternate cluster live in?
Oh, JK.
Let me guess. They were chrono shifted away.
Drinks up?
Yes.
Funny how that happens. You always lose what you want, and then get what you don't.
Amen?
Sorry?
Nothing. Sorry. Jesus, these drinks should come with a warning label.
May cause poetry?
You've only been drinking soda, Nazo.
Really? Then they definitely should.
I do want to know if this man is individually responsible for locking this bar into existence.
What do you mean, you're welcome? You're responsible for getting this place chrono-locked.
Yeah, 10 years ago now. I petitioned to get this bar's ranking upgraded. Took a while, but I got approved. So relax. This place isn't going anywhere. And again, you're welcome.
You're only a mother for 30 seconds and you achieved the worst mother award. Yeah, and did you expect any different, Neko? There are like a whole bunch of reasons why I don't have kids.
I didn't know you could just change a ranking like that.
It's not exactly easy. It requires several layers of brass approval.
Look, we've read through the instructional pamphlet. You have to, like, put in a request and then bureaucracy happens. And if you're lucky, then, like, it happens. Hooray.
Like a Fuji-sized mountain of paperwork to go through. You need to prove historical significance, impact to the timeline, blah, blah, the usual.
And how'd you manage that?
I made it clear that allowing agents a stable place to drink was vital to our mental health.
I won't argue there.
Plus, these margaritas. No place else gets the salt quite right.
She just drinks so hard.
Duffy, have you ever had to kill a client before?
Oh boy. Let's get one thing straight. What you did wasn't murder. He didn't leave you a choice. Sometimes a client can be so blinded by the possibilities of time travel that they can't get out of their own way.
What do you mean? A client who can't get out of their own way?
Okay, take my last client, this actress. A big influencer type back in the day. was convinced she was robbed of an audition that went to Maggie Fielding.
That was the Water Under the Bridge remake, right? She won an award for that.
Not anymore. Duffy changed it.
Bummer.
That's too bad. I like that movie.
Which version? That film's been chrono-shifted by accident at least 4 times.
Well, this time it was done on purpose. Wasn't that hard either. I just made sure Maggie's regular hairdresser was delayed that day. I stepped in and gave her a haircut she'll never forget.
A really good one, right? A really good one, right?
Maggie never auditioned. Our client got the part. Mission complete.
How was she in the movie?
Oh, terrible. She paradoxed her career into oblivion.
That's such a weird choice, but it could totally happen. Eka says, 8 years old and you didn't know your son's name or school. You do, to be clear, you understand, what's actually happening, right? We just sat here and then time changed around us and created relationships that, we didn't live through. Our past changed.
Hey, can we have another round, Mix?
Right away.
Are the drinks holograms too? The way they get served is slightly confusing to me. Now that I've been given another drink, I guess I'll leave. Doesn't change that you were briefly the worst mother. That I'm not going to argue. I just wanted to make sure that you understood what was going on.
Yeah, me too. Duffy?
You seem to be taking it a little personally at the time.
You two go ahead. Gonna see what the night or the next chrono adjustment will bring.
Lights. Yep.
It was supposed to be
We're a bit drunk.
slurred, but it didn't come across that way to me.
Thank heaven the brass sprung for chrono locking this flat. Trying to find my way home when it never existed was a faff and a half.
Let me check let me doom scroll before bed. Oh no, nothing changed, evidently.
Such a nerd. And I work with Nozzo.
Alright, here's my new past profile. I'm Fia Quinn, employed at level 87 half Galvanite Crystal Mage. What? Why? Okay. Cluster status. Only to my guildmates. Location deep in the Whittican mines. About me. The grind isn't about leveling up, but how you choose to play. Recent updates. 1 day ago. The Grundy Grotto raid is a go. Meet me in KK Canyon at 1400. It's KK! 2 days ago. Need a healer for the Whittican jail quest. Level 50. 1 week ago. Anyone want to play the instance of classic Trollgate? Feeling nostalgic tonight. How is our job being like a level 87 RPG mage? That is pretty rough. Ideal profile. I mean, it's great work if you could get it, but I just don't know that I understand it.
Yes. Bed. An excellent idea. Lights. Why not sleep? I only murdered a man this afternoon.
That's what I usually say before bed.
Or 38 years ago. It's ancient history, technically. Doesn't matter. I shall sleep like a baby. Hey, Nozzo, you around?
Hey, Fia. What's up?
Did Dr. Anderson ever kill anyone?
What?
You know, on the operating table or what have you.
Not that I'm aware of. Why?
He didn't ever maim or disfigure anyone during his early experiments.
Again, no.
Oh, shame. That might have made it easier.
Okay, going to bed now.
Bed. Yeah, an excellent idea.
Apartment's giving strong GITS vibes. Remind me, I'm fried. I don't have context for what that is. It doesn't feel like an intuitive one, but I should probably know it. She just made her shoes disappear. Ghost in the Shell. I don't remember what housing is like in Ghost in the Shell. A few weeks later, parentheses relative time. It's a long nap. Hey, that skyline got totally bonked,
Another day, another job.
This is the kind of view I had at my old apartment. Just for the record.
This version of me is partying like there's no tomorrow.
employed at
May as well.
cluster
Once
status.
the next chrono adjustment hits, there'll be no yesterday for you either.
Cluster status, sure. Location, too blacked out to notice. About me. Recent updates. 1 day ago, hungover again in jail. Can someone bail me out? 2 days ago, hungover. 3 days ago, yo! Let's go! Let's go!
It looks like some of these news items have chrono shifted since I last looked.
Oh, hang on. Astoria wins decisive battle in 3-month war with Valoria, which is the opposite of how that went before. Against all odds, the nation of Astoria has claimed a stunning victory in its war with the technologically superior Valoria. Despite being outmatched in terms of advanced weaponry and cyber warfare capabilities, Astoria's resourcefulness, tenacity, and deep understandings of the terrain turned the tide. Utilizing guerrilla tactics, intelligence operations, and, some would say, an unbreakable spirit, Astoria successfully neutralized Valoria's technological advantages, leading to a hard-fought and unexpected triumph. Does it bother anyone else that we chose like 2 fictional country names with the same suffix of Aurea? I feel like we could have made that less confusing. Neighboring regions are watching closely as Astoria consolidates its power, leaving Valoria to grapple with the aftermath of its swift downfall. The balance of power has been irrevocably altered. The rest of that remains the same. Food! Saffron Uprising, a new cutting-edge Indian dining experience. Premier Indian restaurant in New York City takes dining to a new level with its immersive holographic depictions of saffron dawn. While the visuals are undeniably impressive, the constant portrayal of conflict might be intense for some diners, yet the food remains the true star. Their butter chicken, rich with flavor, and paneer tikka grilled to perfection, both shining examples of traditional Indian cuisine. Saffron Uprising is a must-visit for those seeking an exceptional culinary experience, paired with cutting-edge ambiance, though the revolutionary theme may not be for everyone. Again, it really is temporal shifted. We just, changed. It's not Ethiopian cuisine anymore. It's a life-size Pokemon plushie. They're so expensive, don't you know? Haven't you seen? I'm almost afraid to ask. Has the UK Pokemon Center acknowledged anything about the life-size evolutions, Neko? I don't suppose that you're going to get the Espeon, but I'm curious if they're more on top of it than they were with the spring collection. Yeah, my mom knows that view. I'm also glad I don't live there. Now I have all these, Beanie Baby cats that are just, sleeping hilariously in the yard. These ones are new, though. Culture. City Sports Arena auctions off vintage memorabilia. Don't miss the once-in-a-lifetime opportunity to own a piece of sports history. We are thrilled to announce an exclusive auction featuring a stunning collection of antique sports memorabilia. The centerpiece of the event is a true gem for boxing enthusiasts, the actual gloves worn by Simon Inman, the 1871 citywide champion who famously defeated Brian Mason in an iconic bout. Inman's meteoric rise through the ranks has been an inspiration to many, including 3-time world champion Chloe Sadar. Whether you're a passionate collector or a fan of the sport, this auction promises to deliver rare and valuable treasures. Yeah, but if you're not a passionate collector and rich, then it doesn't matter if the collection's good. Join us and place your bids on these timeless pieces of pugilistic history. What did you call me? Rude. Obituary. Dr. Joseph Anderson, medical pioneer, dies at 56 in horrible self-imposed, obliteration ray accident. The release was the same day as in the US. Thankfully, Espeon isn't up for pre-order until July. That is true! Actually, I thought it was more recent than July. I thought I'd read the second wave was, June. But I don't know that for sure. I might be making that up. So you have to face that mental battle right now. It's a struggle. I do want that Flareon. Joseph Anderson, the brilliant mind behind the revolutionary Anderson treatment, passed away yesterday at the age of 56. His groundbreaking work in slowing the aging process transformed millions of lives, making him a pioneer in modern medicine. Dr. Anderson's contributions extended far beyond the lab, as his legacy lives on in the countless people who have benefited from his life's work. The medical community mourns the loss of a visionary who reshaped the future of healthcare. Dr. Anderson will be remembered as a true innovator. In lieu of flowers, his family requests donations be made to any Skymian Syndrome Research Organization. That was his cause of death that led him to make the dramatic choice, right? Massages. Can't go home again. These are messages between coworkers. This is like our Slack or whatever. Ron. Well, they say you can't go home again. Just learned that my whole hometown never existed. Bailey. I'm sorry. Ron. I'm not. The place was a crap hole. I was happy to leave it. Bailey. Still, if you feel malaised, don't hesitate to reach out. Oh, God, is that... Someone called us malaised, too. Is that like a thing? There was like a while ago that, like, during the pandemic, they, like, sent some, like, article out at work that was, like, trying to help people, like, cope with the stress of, like, dealing with the pandemic. And they're like, we know that, like, sometimes there's a temptation for, like, social niceties, but it can feel, like, uncomfortable to say that you're doing well because everything is garbage. So, like, you know, some, like, neurologist or something recommends saying, like, if someone asks how you're doing, say that you're languishing. And then, like, the next day or something, like, the manager of my department, like, had a conversation with one of my coworkers, and they were like, hey, like, how's it going today? And she was like, I'm languishing. And he was like, very cool. And we were all like, I don't know what the correct response to that is, but it's not very cool. But yeah, apparently group chat is for being malaised. Best thing about this job. Ron, best thing about this job? Watching different versions of your favorite movies. Not sure if that's true. Rosha, just saw The River Wall Returns. Frank Lyons stars in it this time. Frank Lyons. Wait, wasn't Frank Lyons? Isn't Frank Lyons one of the ghost actors in the Blackwell games? There's that guy who's, like, reciting lines in, like, Central Park. And, like, you have to, like, replay the scene with him. Where, like, he just keeps, like, looping. Isn't that Frank Lyons? Did anyone else see it? I have to talk about this with somebody. Nobody else would get it. Rasha. Well, too late. The movie now stars Jacques Bates. Yawn. I'll watch it when it shifts again. Got the malaise bad today. Someone's languishing. Bailey. Got the malaise bad today. So two of my old cluster mates again in Victoria Park. See? Like, it's a polycule. Duffy, did they recognize you? Bailey, not this time. Duffy, have they ever recognized you? Bailey, just the once. The only time in 20 years. Duffy, my advice is to stop torturing yourself. Bailey, we all need a hobby. Oh, Bailey, so relatable. Alright, I guess it's time to go to work. I've done all the flavor text. The view sucks, though.
Lights.
The lights don't seem to do much.
Not
Is anyone
a
at
job,
the...
I'm not.
Okay, fine. Seemed weird that they gave me the option. Yeah, the signs are all different again.
Oh, I hate you.
What?
My jealousy is through the roof. You owe me big.
Nico says, I'm not likely to get a life-size Espeon plushie. It's too expensive and the quality isn't as good as some of their other plushies. What makes you say that? Have you gotten, like, a close look at them from somewhere?
Still not following.
Your next client is Chloe Sadar.
The boxer.
Chloe Clocker Sadar, 3-time worldwide boxing champion?
I have read the news. I know this.
Yes. Chloe Sitar, of course.
No, you're making me mad.
Sadar. Chloe Sadar.
Right. I don't know her. Shifting timelines make it hard to keep track of these things. You know that.
Normally I'd agree with you, but Chloe's something special.
She chronolocked?
Special as in a high timeline ranking?
No, special as in she's one of the best fighters in the sport. Or at least she was. She retired recently.
I remember that. Be careful.
Duffy, be careful. This goes against everything you taught me.
What's that?
Don't get attached. Be prepared to let everything go. She could be paradoxed out of existence tomorrow.
Fine, you're right, I get it. Just don't let anything happen to her, okay?
I know the rules. She will be fine. As long as she doesn't pull another Joe Anderson.
She won't.
She shouldn't be capable of it if what we were told is true.
I didn't know you were a fan.
Everyone's a fan. Besides you, apparently.
Maybe that'll change after tonight. Meet you at JV's later?
Definitely. See you there, slugger.
Has anyone ever, like, unironically been called slugger before? It's like a small thing, but I actually really like this choice. Just have some, like, random business signs around and then just, like, shuffle them every time you come here. Like, yeah, it doesn't matter. Pizza place, here today, gone tomorrow. If you haven't seen it, we have some mysterious orb that lets us do sci-fi magical girl transformations.
Fia Quinn.
May leave you slightly disoriented, but your vitals are more than adequate. You should be fine. And here's Fia.
Oh, hey.
Sup?
Fia Quinn, right?
Yes, that's me.
I'm Chloe Sadar. I'm your 6 o'clock.
For some reason, I was interpreting that as, like, battlefield positioning, like having a bogey on your 6. But it makes much more sense that this is just scheduled to happen at 6. But that feels like a weird thing to say because, like, obviously? Like, why else would you be in here?
Assuming that even means anything to someone like you.
Time still exists.
The clock keeps moving forward, regardless of when we are.
That's both very profound and also kind of depressing.
I know, I'm very good at that. Nice to meet
Anyway,
you.
1871. You can really take me there?
That's the idea. What's the mission?
Here, take a look at this old newspaper clipping.
Inman knocks out Mason in 6 rounds at Ida's arena. So, like, the news story is always just gonna, like, tell us our next mission then, huh? Because, like, the memorabilia sale was like, oh boy, Inman is so good at boxing that guy that one time. Relative newcomer Simon Inman has secured the title of champion this weekend, taking victory over crowd favorite Mason in 6 rounds. All but unheard of 12 months ago, Inman seemed untouchable on Saturday night, leaving the uncharacteristically flummoxed Mason struggling to land a blow. The first 2 rounds showed Inman being cautious and defensive, testing with jabs and quick body blows to his larger opponent. Some excellent opportunities were missed by Mason, unusually slow to take advantage of gaps in his opponent's guard. When the 3rd round bell sounded, Inman came out with some renewed energy and aggression, landing some serious hooks to Mason's jaw. From this point, the match was a steady, relentless process until victory by knockout in the 6th round. Record numbers of onlookers had gathered to view the match, which was expected to be a cakewalk for the reigning champion. Mason's record has been perfect this season, with this being his first upset in over 3 years. As for his thoughts on the match, he was reluctant to talk to our reporter, leaving Ida's arena with only a grumble and a scowl. When asked about his future plans in the Henry Morton Stanley expedition to Africa. Unrelated, but we're here, so why not? Journalist and adventurer Henry Morton Stanley has departed from Zanzibar in a search for missing Scottish physician and explorer Dr. David Livingstone. No word has been heard from Livingstone or his Nile expedition party in 6 years. The City Post has financed this voyage with an interest in ensuring the doctor's well-being and securing his valuable research. Since March, he has been assembling an expedition of 111 porters, that's a lot of porters, to assist with his search and travels. The trek will require careful navigation of tropical forests filled with unknown risks. That's a lot of risks. Stanley's experience in the frontiers of the American West, the Ottoman Empire, Spain's glorious revolution, and Persia make him one of the fittest candidates for this search. The City Post will be providing exclusive updates as they become available. I'm so sorry. New locomotive makes serious time, and that's the end of the newspaper. Hoping to see a byline by Harley Legere, but that is a different game company. That's Grundislav, and this is Wadjet Eye. But yeah, it is cool that they didn't lorem ipsum it. But we've seen 2 references already to the Blackwell series. I'm almost certain that actor that they named is one of the ghosts that you encounter in, God, I can't distinguish the Blackwell games. Are you kidding me? And then like something referenced like go to KK Street or something. But like, yeah, I'm a writer who doesn't do any writing, so you know, like I'm just like a millennial, and I have like concepts for sort of like various eras of like fantasy and science fiction and like contemporary and stuff, and it's like I have thoughts on how they would weave into like one bizarre continuous fictional universe.
Is this a boxer?
Yeah, Simon Inman. I want to find him.
Finding for what reason? I would love for our character to ask why, like, a lot more often than she does.
For what reason?
I need to ask him something.
How to punch good.
Ask him what, exactly?
It's embarrassing. I'd prefer not to tell you. You said that was okay, right?
I said it was up to Fia.
Oh. Well, like I said, I'd rather not. But if you insist...
I do not think it is a good idea to go into a time travel scenario with such a large variable in place. Like, I get that she's the client, but, like, we did just have a guy go completely rogue and try and, like, warp the timeline. Again, we're led to believe that she should not be physically capable of this because it should take, like, a super intelligent engineer or something to be able to, like, disable the device that allowed for that to happen. But, like, if we're like responsible for her safety and we're supposed to, like, usher her through this mission or whatever, like, we should know what she's trying to do. And even though, like, you could argue that all we might need to know is that her intention is to ask the guy a question, it would at least be good to know, like, if it's something that might cause, like, some kind of negative reaction from him or otherwise make it difficult to, like, secure her safety. God, these outfits are so unflattering. It's kind of amazing. I think I insist.
I'm afraid I must insist.
Fine. I just want to ask Simon Inman about his retirement.
That's all?
Yes, that's all. Told you it was embarrassing.
It's not embarrassing, it's just confusing.
Move on.
Sure. Sorry to push. It's my job to get you what you need.
I get it. We're good.
Where can we find
Where
him?
can we find Simon Inman?
That's just it. I have no idea.
His residence isn't listed in the archive.
So cool.
That shouldn't be an issue. We know he was at this championship match, so we can find him then.
No, not the night of the match. That defeats the point. I want to ask about his retirement. 6 months later should do the trick.
This game has not yet established if there's some sort of procedural reason why we can't dip into, like, multiple timelines for a single mission. Like, could we, like, go to the fight, learn what we need to do, and then travel ahead? Like, is that something?
Then the trick will be finding him.
Can that be done?
If it wasn't, you wouldn't be here.
What can you tell me about him?
What do we know about him?
Just that he was a boxer who won the citywide championship in 1871 and died around 20 years later at the age of 39.
That's all?
That's all on the public record, anyway.
I guess we're done.
So, Miss Sadar, it looks like you're already attired. Shall we be off?
Call me Chloe, please. And yeah, let's get going.
I hope she gets to punch someone during this mission. Chapter 2, Times Champion. Five points. October 7th, 1871. 3:34 p.m. Time triangle.
Timefall successful, Noz.
Alright, I think we came in stages last time too.
All clear.
As clear as the air in this era can be. Go ahead and send her through.
Hey, here's a serious question. I know that the timefall location is supposed to be unobserved, which I really do struggle to understand how we can be sure of that, but whatever. But, like, why would we not, like, use our magical girl transformation to look period appropriate, like, immediately? Like, why would we, like, come in our, like, garbage suit and then transform? Well, at least she didn't land directly on her head.
Wild.
Are you alright?
Yeah, just finding my feet. What a weird feeling. Like falling, but I wasn't falling down?
Falling up? It's neither up nor down.
We weren't going either up or down. It's something else.
It certainly is. You must think I'm so silly. Using time travel for this?
I prefer it to big stuff, probably. Your reasons are less silly than both.
Between you and me, your reasons are less silly than most.
Thanks. That's a sweet lie. Either way, I'm here. I'll see it through. You don't win 3 world championship belts by quitting.
Oh man, imagine if you did. I'd be so
We're
good.
gonna find Simon Inman, and I'm gonna ask him what I need to ask him.
Okay, she definitely lied about what she was going to ask him. And that is going to be a problem.
Speaking of, let's do this.
Oh, let's see. Bar's windows for a bar's windows. Ah. The barrel's empty but smells strongly of whiskey. It has the hand icon. Can I take some?
Half rotted. It would collapse if I tried standing on it.
Shouldn't I be sub-vocalizing or whatever? What do I have? Oh, so I get to keep the gun. That's wild. It sounded like that was for, like, emergencies only. Like he's fiddling with her hand. She can't hide how nervous she is. Yeah, she's definitely gonna do something.
Chloe.
Yeah?
So, this Simon Inman, what can you tell me about him? Anything that's not in the historical record?
Not much. Just that he was a sickly kid who grew up to win the championship.
I think the official name for dropping out of the time travel cloud should be Squeedly Spooch. I mean, I feel like the Squeedly Spooch is what our other friend landed on. Like, that type of landing evokes that sensation. You just don't... It's not how you want that to go.
Like me.
Your biography says he inspired you to become a boxer. Is that why you want to meet him now?
Yeah. His story gave me direction way back then. I'm hoping he can do the same again for me now.
Okay, so I feel like there's 2 possible realities. One where she's actually being honest with us, and the thing that she wants is she anticipates retirement in her near future, but like feels restless and aimless because she's a competitor and doesn't know how to retire. It hasn't figured out how to make a George Foreman grill or whatever. And the other is that she, because of what she said of like, I need to ask him what I need to ask him, that she's gonna ask something else and it's gonna be bad.
You really think talking to Simon can help you?
I don't know. It's worth a shot. Not like anybody else has any decent advice.
So, you're a boxer?
Was. I retired. You really never heard of me? I'm a 3-time world champion.
No, sorry. Shifting timelines make it hard to follow sports.
That must be weird.
Perils of the job.
Well, at least this way I know you're not some fangirl.
Why did you retire anyway?
I didn't want to do it anymore.
It's a pretty good reason, I think.
And that was that?
That was that. Boxing is a young person's game. I'm almost 65. The Anderson treatments can only take me so far.
Oh, right, the Anderson tree. I was gonna say, like, doesn't look remotely 65, but yeah,
Time
sure.
to hang up the gloves.
Let's get
Leave
back.
her. Alright, let's go.
Oh, blast it. Not again.
Nozzo, we really need to start vetting these landing points.
Sorry.
Can I...
Locked from the outside. Again. And no keyhole on this side either.
I mean, this lady can
Again.
boost us. This lady is the boost.
Chloe.
Yeah?
Chloe, we've hit a small snag. Would you mind giving me a boost over the fence?
It's not very ladylike.
Then I can open it from the other side.
I've got a better idea.
It's gonna kick it?
That works too.
I thought it might.
I'm gonna be honest. I don't hate our protagonist, although there's some weirdness about her not intuitively handling situations, in my opinion. I do kind of think Chloe might be a better adventure game protagonist. Like, I think I might prefer to play a game where she is our time traveler.
Let's go.
Yes, agreed, Chris, which I like our companion.
Vegas. Is this a real 5 Points bar?
That it is.
Do you think, if we have time...
If we have time, but not right now.
I'll hold you to that.
Let's go immediately in. The entrance or exit to the parking
for a
lot.
drink.
So are pigeons the only true chronological constant? Starting to feel that way. It seems the proportions of the life-size plush are excellent. Would make a good sofa plush. I just attempt to fit any plushie I get into my bed, and that's the main problem. That's an entirely valid... Like, I can't really speak to the quality. You did give some points before, and I just, like, I don't think I'm equipped to refute or support any of those. But, like, it does seem like a lot of these life-size Evolution plush are impractically large, and one must truly make the decision for themselves if that is a positive or a negative. Bar's basement is locked with several barrels of all shapes and sizes. Feels like we're gonna go in there, huh? I guess we'll go to street because we can't go inside, and the place we came from is a dead end.
God, ugh, the smell.
Sorry, that's just me.
Indoor plumbing in this time?
They do, but it's still pretty rare. And horses don't use toilets.
They don't?
No sanitation department?
Oh my God.
10 years.
Gross.
Sorry, should have warned you.
Nah, I'm good. Mary the Marauder smelled worse, and I went 5 rounds with her in 2059.
That's so unfortunate. That was also the case during that match. Like I says, I believe the best of the life-size evolutions is Flareon, as it is by far the fluffiest and the tail is so good. I mean, yes, I definitely agree with that. That is true. I guess I'll go to the only other place I can go to.
These two belong to you, Brian?
Man, that creepy guy doing push-ups in the background. Like, I know he's just supposed to be a low-detail background guy, but it looks like he's some sort of, like, boxing golem or something. I don't like him. Is it One Punch Man? Maybe.
No, never seen him before, Miss Ida.
Well, if you want autographs, go someplace else. If you want tickets, we're sold out for the rest of the season. Anything else? Make it quick.
Right, left, left, right, right, left, right, again. Left, right, left.
Sorry to disturb you. Are you Ida?
Right.
Listen to this one, Brian. You ever hear a voice so prim and proper?
Only you, Miss Ida.
You got that right. That boy is lucky I'm not 30 years younger.
Left, right, left.
Do you know about Simon Inman? I have to find that
Do
guy.
you know a man named Simon Inman?
What would you say, Brian? Do we know Simon Inman?
Can't say that we do, Miss Ida.
There's your answer.
Left.
Are you sure you don't know Simon Inman?
I am sure I answered this question already.
He was in this arena 6 months ago.
Was he now? 6 months is a long time in this business.
It was in the newspaper. Show her, Fia.
Left.
This implied that I'm showing her the newspaper.
See? He won the championship belt.
Shush, Brian. Fine, fine. Yes, I knew him, but I don't know him anymore. And that's the bottom fact. And speaking of
Is Mason's first name Brian? I don't remember.
My view of Brian's. We done here?
I'm sorry. Speaking of bottoms, you're blocking my view of Brian's. Wow. Wow. What a gal. She feels like this guy'd be a better boxer if he didn't declare his attacks like an anime character. That might be how he lost the belt.
Left.
But if you're like...
Left.
That's only true to a certain point. If you're good enough, you can declare your attacks like an anime character and still win.
Again.
Who's the pugilist on the bags?
Pugilist? I love Canadians. That's Brian. Heaviest hands this side of the Hudson.
So he's a pro?
One of the best, or he will be if he mixes up his combinations.
Yes, Miss Ida. Left.
Yeah, it's funny. Welcome to the stream. Something like good morning to you as well.
Can you tell me anything about this place?
What's to tell? If you want to watch two people beat each other unconscious, this is the place.
Ah, good. We came to the right place.
But I'm guessing you're a bit tight-laced for such things, aren't you?
Tight-laced?
You heard me. Your friend, on the other hand, I'm guessing she does more than just watch. You a fighter too?
I'm retired.
I knew it. I'd love to see you go a few rounds against my Brian. You interested?
So that strikes me as a little weird. So, like, unlike Rosewater, which we played recently, this isn't an alternate history. It's supposed to be relatively realistic, is my impression. I don't imagine there would be a lot of women fighters at the time, especially not, like, ones who would, like, box a dude? Like, I don't know, that feels, like, very progressive for the time.
I said I'm retired.
Too bad.
The ladies box in skirts. I mean, if they were gonna do boxing, I think they would magically transform out of the skirts with their magical sci-fi girl transformation orbs, which are an actual thing in this game since you've just joined us.
Can you tell me about Simon? The one you knew?
Keen kid, orphaned not long ago, trying to find a way to get by. He was slaving away at a dead-end job when he first showed up here. Never thought he'd make it 5 minutes, let alone to the championship. He surprised us all.
About Simon Inman.
I've said all I'm going to. I can help you look for any other boxer, but not him. Like Brian over there, for instance. He's well worth looking at. I do it all the time.
Do you think... I mean, I guess she is basically announcing when she's looking at his butt, huh? These right here are probably the very same, like, boxing gloves that were mentioned in that article in the present that were like, oh man, they're auctioning off these super important boxing gloves.
Again. Left, right, left, left, right, left, right, again, left, right.
Brian would be easy to beat. He has a predictable pattern of left, right, left, left, right, right, left, right. If you don't remember this, he'll announce them himself. Maybe in the ring he remembers not to do it. He has been instructed to mix up his combinations, though. Can the guys magic boy out of their clothes? We have already seen both men and women use the magical girl transformation sci-fi orb.
Again. Left, right, left, right, right.
Hey, I know how to beat him at
I see
boxing.
no point in that.
It'd be really funny, that's the point. Maybe blow up One Punch
As fun
Man?
as that may be,
Okay,
Left, right, again.
I guess we could talk to Brian?
Hello. Can you spare a moment?
Not really.
Himself.
So, you're a boxer.
Oh, what gave it away? The gloves?
You're not wearing gloves. Skulljo?
Right. Of course.
Huh. Well, anyone can wear gloves, but you've definitely got something special.
Again, the man is not wearing gloves. Like, he's taped up like a boxer, but he's not wearing gloves.
Thanks, lady.
Your form's excellent, and that follow-through?
Well, I have been working on that. Ida says I gotta stay on my toes, but I'm a brawler, you know?
Could we?
Sure.
I couldn't help but notice your reaction earlier.
Reaction?
To our conversation about Simon Inman winning the championship belt. There it is again.
Yeah, that.
Care to explain?
No.
You obviously know Simon Inman. Anything you can tell me could be useful.
You know, my dear Daddy Mason, God rest his soul, had a
Yeah,
saying.
he's Mason.
If you don't want to eat flies, keep your mouth shut.
Quite the poet.
I don't want to eat flies, is all I'm saying.
That seems immaterial.
Daddy Mason?
I'm really hoping he's your biological father and that we're not dealing with clustering terminology.
My dear departed daddy, who'd you think?
Right, of course. Can you tell me anything else about yourself?
What a strange thing to ask. No.
There's no other things about me. My daddy is a mason and I punch good.
I'll leave you to it.
Yeah. Right. Left.
Did I see something? Is there like a...
Right. Left.
Who knocks out Mason?
Right.
Okay.
Again.
Let's check the archive.
Left. Right. Left. Left. Right. Right. Left. Right. Again.
Oh boy, that's an awful lot.
Left.
Hold on. Brian Mason.
Left.
Right.
Right. Left.
Ringcraft Review, interview transcript, April 23rd, 1921. Franklin Harrow. What would you say is the biggest highlight for you? Brian Mason. Jeez, kid, every time I stepped into that ring was a highlight to me. The cheers, the adrenaline, the rush of victory. Once you get a taste of that, you spend the rest of your life chasing it. Indeed, your first year was marked by victory after victory, even made it to the championship match. That was 20 years ago. Couldn't quite seal the deal, but that's okay. Do you agree with critics who said that you were too predictable? Maybe a little, but who cares? I boxed my way with all my heart and soul. Could I have switched things up? Sure, but in the heat of the match, I stuck to what I knew best. Didn't make me a winner, but it made me happy. That's a wonderful perspective. Thank you for sharing your story with us, Mr. Mason. Thank you for keeping our history alive, son. Remember, it's not always about how many fights you win, but it's about left, right, left, left, right, right, left, right.
Left. Right. Right. Left. Right. Again.
I'm gonna search for my companion.
Are you really looking up the archive data of a client in front of the client?
Yeah, it's unclear to me if she can see the screen. It seemed funny at the time.
No?
Oh, just pretend you didn't do that. Okay?
Left. Right. Right. Left. Right. Again. Left. Right. Left. Left.
That's a lot of Simon Inman stuff. Women history unknown. Died from cholera. He was just a boxing champion. Timeline impact rating very low. That seems just offensive. That's not even a real ranking. That's just spiteful. So here's this.
Right. Left. Right. Again. Left. Right. Left.
Ever get Mason's? Okay, whatever. Ringside Review article. Simon Inman and a Legacy of Inspiration by that same guy, Franklin Harrow. In the annals of New York City's pugilistic history, few stories resonate as deeply as that of Simon Inman. As a young boy, Simon was beset by rheumatic fever, an ailment that left him frail and uncertain of his future. However, through an unwavering commitment to diet and exercise, he transformed himself from a sickly child to one of the most formidable boxers of the 1870s. That does sound like One Punch Man. Simon's defining moment came when he advanced to the citywide championship fight. With skill and steadfast determination, Simon claimed victory, a triumph that not only secured his legacy, but also served as an inspiration to those who faced seemingly insurmountable odds. Simon retreated from public life thereafter, ending his career at the highest of high notes. Sadly, 20-some years after his championship win, Simon's life was tragically cut short by a cholera outbreak. As I document his life, it's clear that Simon Inman was exemplified by the enduring spirit of a true champion. Even decades later, his story of resilience and the capacity to overcome adversity continues to resonate with boxers everywhere.
Left. Right. Left. Left. Right. Right. Left. Right. Again.
Do you have anything else I can ask her?
Right. Left. Left.
You'd really let Brian and Chloe fight? Is that even allowed?
Stop living in the Dark Ages, lady.
This 1870 lady?
Yeah. The crowd loves it when women and men fight in the ring.
In 1870?
They spend more too.
In 1870, my understanding is that the public generally doesn't like when women do anything.
You sure you're out of the game?
Yeah, completely sure.
Left.
Does she have bonitis?
Again.
Mm-hmm.
Left. Right. Left.
Brian,
What is it?
can you tell me?
What is... No.
I'll leave.
Yeah. Left. Right. Right. Left. Right. Again. Left. Right. Left. Left.
How insane will it make you if I leave this up?
Left.
That's obviously not happening. Quit game to main menu. That seems fine. For some reason, that's persisting audio in a way it wasn't doing at the start of the stream. Oh, no, it finally figured it out. So is that only a problem on the main menu then? That's really weird. When the game starts next week, you just have to have that on loop forever. That's such a good point. That's a really good point, Demolition. Thank you for that. Thank you for making that point. In the 1870s, the skirts are wrong. The ladies wore bustles, and that makes the backside bigger. That's true. I mean, like, this game about time travel does seem a little bit confused about costuming. I will permit my mom to speak to that. She knows more about that subject than I do, and whether that's making her crazy at all. So, yeah, that's our first segment of Old Skies. I would say largely a positive experience. I don't know exactly how to put it. I mean, like, I wouldn't say that any of the puzzles so far have been completely outlandish. It's all been kind of like UX'd. Sometimes I'll joke that like I got like UX'd into having a bad time, and I feel like that's kind of the most negative thing I could say about this so far. Of like, there have been a few times where I like felt like I clearly understood what to do and wasn't sure how to do it, and then like just had to like trial and error through a bunch of like seemingly kind of related things. And then, like, eventually got there, but it was, like, a little unsatisfying because it's like, no, like, I understood the point. Like, I don't really have a name for this, but I do talk about it a reasonable amount of the time where, like, I generally think it's a really bad look for any kind of puzzle game to put you in a position where you know exactly the right thing to do and cannot execute it. Like, it's a separate thing where, like, you have a general idea, but you're not exactly sure how to get there, or you're missing some piece of the puzzle. Like, that's kind of the nature of puzzle games. But when you know exactly what you need and you like your character like has the resources or whatever, then like it's always frustrating to just be like, I know what to do and the game won't let me do it. And I feel like that is where we ended up toward the end of chapter 1. Was it the end of the world? No. Does it make me a little wary moving forward? Does it sort of inform the way I approach the game moving forward? Yeah, I would say so. But yeah, I don't know. Like I said toward the start of the stream, like I feel like that first scene where your date sort of like warps out of existence, I feel like it does really set the tone for this game. It's like it's a very like jaded sense of humor, but like it mostly works for me. Not entirely sure where we're going with Himbo Boxer Man, but I feel like we've opened an interesting door. I am inclined to say that I don't trust our new companion's motives, but I do appreciate her presence and her whole vibe. But yeah, so here's the situation for those of you who didn't catch it on Discord. Last week I mentioned that like my sister was coming to visit and that might affect stream plans. She has opted for family day on Sunday. She's in the midst of a trip on her own, so she's got plenty planned. But we're going to be heading out relatively early on Sunday. So what that means is we will have a stream tomorrow. It will probably be roughly similar in length to what we did with Blueprints last week, where it was only like half a stream because we finished playing Rosewater first. So I'm thinking like 1 or 2 days in Blueprints to sort of keep that train rolling, depending on how long the days go. And we'll go from there. Probably end it early, but the alternative is really just like not to stream at all. And I think we can manage it. And I know everyone in the Discord has been really eagerly talking about more Blueprints and me presumably being bad at it or whatever. But yeah, so we'll start at the same time tomorrow, but just go for like about like half a stream and we'll just see where that settles. But if you're excited for more of this, we should be back next Friday at the same time for another installment of Old Skies. I will say this. I'll make this observation. I'm liking this so far. It's not. I wouldn't say this game is like outright comedic in the way that something like Day of the Tentacle is. Like that is like a comedy game. It is trying to be funny like a lot of the time. There's humor in this. It takes itself like reasonably seriously, and I think that they've struck a good balance with the tone on that from what we've seen so far. The one thing that I will observe from what we've played so far is just that, like, I was kind of hoping we would get more timey-wimey puzzles of, like, dipping in and out of time and addressing things that way. Even some of the stuff we got early in chapter 1 was a little like that, being able to, like, look up an old handbook on a combination lock to see what, like, code will reset it if you, like, lose your combination. Like, more things along those lines would be nice for me personally. I think those are some of the more exciting aspects of doing a time travel game in terms of, like, adventure game mechanics. I am getting the sense that we may not get a lot of that because so far, at least, we've been very sort of isolated in a single time period because a mission is just taking one person, one when, as they like to call it. Is that, like, necessarily bad or disappointing or a problem? No, it's not what I had hoped for, but overall, this game hasn't really disappointed so far. A couple of frustrating moments, but puzzle games will tend to have those. So I come away from these first few hours with a positive experience. I'm just hoping that we don't take a hard turn like we've had with some games in the past, such as World's End Club, which we were talking about on the Discord today as well. It's just so funny to me that, like, the guy who made Clair Obscura is like, yeah, so when you're done my extremely well-received game that everybody loves, that's like a new revelation in the RPG genre, you should play the game that the Zero Escape guy and the Danganronpa guy made together. Which, like, I haven't played that game. I don't know if it's good, but I know the last time they made a game, it was World's End Club, and it wasn't good at all. It was very bad. Well, that's not true. It was good for, like, exactly 3 hours, and if you played any more of the game than that, then you would be disappointed. But that's what we're going to call the stream for tonight. Before we wrap up, my room is filled with stuffed animals because that's what we do here. We still have some Easter friends around, but we're sort of evening out into a more holiday agnostic time. There was an observation last week that there may not have been enough Pokemon, so I added several. Before we wrap up the stream, I normally provide the opportunity to try and find secret Squirtles. Somewhere in this room are hidden some number of secret Squirtles. If you're able to locate one, it will be an omen of good luck for you in the coming days. So take a moment, see if you can pinpoint where a Squirtle might be hiding in secret, and then we'll reveal your guesses and see what we find. Good guesses. Behind Big Bunny. This is our biggest bunny today, I assume. That's what you're referring to. We have 2 small bunnies here, and I don't think any others are around. Although we do still have Easter Winnie the Pooh. Carlos, Big Bunny, Pikachu. Let's go. All right. I'm going to start with the ones that require me to get up. Which is Carlos. Carlos is Clawsome. He hasn't got a big feature recently. So here he is. I love him. Hiding back there. Not a Squirtle, but a different Pokemon. It's Jigglypuff. I don't really have a plan to fix this. Okay. Gets behind our big rabbit Thumper. Sure someone's gonna fall over. Hiding back there is a surprise Pikachu. Oh no. That little rabbit did not want to sit on top of that Pikachu. It fell over like the second I went live, and it was very annoying. Well, if you want to be on the floor, that's just where you're at. That you can have that. And then hiding behind this larger Pikachu is, in fact, a pretty big Squirtle. Not the biggest one, though. I have some very big Squirtles. Actually, Thumper did not get a lot of chance to be featured, which is the reason why we brought him out. It's not just Thumper from Bambi, but like he's got his little tooth. But like he also has a little Easter basket with a little leg in it. He's a good guy. Behind Pokemon today, that is correct. Today's theme is Pokemon. Pokemon have Squirtles behind them, and everything else has Pokemon behind them because I have a lot of Pokemon. Well guessed and well played, everyone. Thanks for joining me. Thanks for watching. Thanks for being here. Thanks for being you, and I hope to see you again soon. To summarize again, we'll be streaming tomorrow. It'll be a little shorter, but we'll start at the same time, probably about 2 hours. And then we're going to end it early so that we can head out early on Sunday and have family day with my sister at a Disney park. We're going to go see the giraffe that was just born at the Animal Kingdom Safari. And I think my whole family is excited about that. Is there a huge Squirtle behind Big Vaporeon? No, giraffe. I gotta tell you, this Vaporeon doesn't really play nice being displayed like anywhere. I've tried a few permutations and it just doesn't have any interest in that. There is a little Squirtle behind the Sandshrew, and there is the Squirtle you can see behind the Eevee a little bit once we move things around. But like, I mean, Vaporeon has basically just taken up that whole shelf. Baby giraffe photos for us. I will do my best. My phone is really mad at me after the most recent Kylie Minogue concert that I have too many things in my Google Cloud. I have not done anything to alleviate those concerns. Anyway, thanks for watching, guys. Take care of yourselves, and remember that you are Clawsome.